Hey, welcome, everybody.
Hey,
It is Tuesday. That means it's Dude's Day.
That is true.
And that means it's time for the Three Dude Cast.
That means it's time for a...
And we're off to a rousing start with the first borp. The first borp.
Borp.
The first borp of the...
Borp. I am dude. Borp, borp, borp.
As I was saying before we started the show, my acid reflux has been bad all day, and I decided, what better way to kick this off than with a Peach 4 Loco?
Yeah, there you go. That was probably a good choice.
Breakfast of champions.
There's nothing about that sounds like hell on someone with acid reflux.
Yeah. Well,
it's not pleasant.
The thing is, if people were...
burns, quite frankly.
If people cared about the belches that happened, then they would have stopped listening to this podcast.
Oh, yeah. Just as an auditory thing?
Yeah, just...
Oh, no. Clearly the people listening are cool with burps.
Yeah, they're going to have to be because it ain't stopping anytime soon. But no, it's Tuesday. It's Dude's Day. It's Three Dude Cast time. I am hosting this week.
That's right, you were.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to get this out in the open right now. I'm going to premiere a new center segment tonight, and I'm going to see how it goes.
No shit.
It's not that I couldn't find a joke of the week. I have a couple backlog joke of the weeks. I just had an idea, and I want to try something new.
All right.
We're just going to give it a shot tonight, and we're going to see how that goes.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I like new things.
But
you know, isn't there something about old things?
yeah, right.
But then it's so exciting that there's new
There's
things.
new things, right? But then
you kind of miss the old things.
Right. You remember the old things.
But have you cleared this with Roger Sick Bastard, our benefactor and producer?
I have not. Actually, I haven't heard of Roger Sick Bastard since he went on that cocaine cruise.
Yeah, I wrote him a couple of emails, but he mostly just sent me dick pics back. So I don't know what that means, if it was a yes or a no.
I got some Mayan hieroglyphs back. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Every time I try and call him, I just hear... He's just been on that cocaine cruise.
You know what?
I didn't know that was something that
He's
existed.
probably doing a line off the phone and just hitting the pickup with his nose.
Yeah. That's probably a good idea. Well, I thought he would be doing it off of someone's asshole, to be honest with you. The old brown donut, you know what I'm talking about?
Some Puerto Rican boy.
The powdered donut.
But how many lines can he do off someone's asshole before it's
You don't really
it's
do a
all
lot.
ass?
You do a ring because it's a donut.
Yeah.
It's like the powdered
Oh,
donut.
wait, so you go in a circle?
You go in a circle and then
That's a lot of precision.
that's a lot of asshole.
Well, that's why you got to be an experienced cocaine hound like our esteemed benefactor, Roger Sick Bastard.
An experienced cocaine hound or anal fetishist.
Of which he is both.
Yes.
Yes.
Decidedly so. How was everybody's week?
You know,
Why do we even ask this question?
Because, I don't know. We can't all be sad, gloom, and doom all the time. I mean, it can.
You can't be?
It can't be.
Fucking try me.
Yeah. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you're white. Look at you.
Oh, yeah.
Things are way better for us.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about, harassment or...
Yeah, but then things happen. I was looking at my belly and realizing not only am I fatter than shit, but I'm also asymmetrical now.
Yeah, well...
I'm fatter on the right.
Okay.
It's disappointing.
Wait, hold on.
I'm fucking fatter on the right. I looked at the way that when you look down your belly, there's just that tiny little dip in your belly.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm fucking fatter on the right.
Yeah.
Which is also where my fucking liver is, right?
Oh, yeah, probably.
So
that's probably where it's getting made up. Mm-hmm. Well, it's just like how most women have one breast larger than the other. You just have one.
sure.
yeah,
tuft of tummy
your
fat.
balls sit differently, of course.
We're not made in God's image, contrary to what they might have you think. But isn't your liver closer to the back of your body?
It is, but I imagine it pushes shit forward.
What?
It all fits in this little space, and if one thing gets real fat, it's got to push the other stuff.
Well, I mean...
If your liver is fucking fat, all the other stuff's got to go somewhere.
Well, the only other stuff would be your intestines at that point.
Yeah, just smush it around. It's all just smushing in there, man.
Well, okay. I mean, it's all just smushing in there if you're anorexic. It's just a little less protected.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's less room to move because your skin sac that's trying to keep all this shit from leaking everywhere is getting tight.
Yeah.
You know?
The skin sacs getting tight.
This is science. I know science.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right, Steve Bannon.
Steve
Wait,
Bannon.
I said Steve Bannon. I meant Alex Jones.
I was like,
one of those fucking Nazis. Whatever.
You know, Steve Bannon, well known for his your organs smush around theory.
No, I meant Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want his organs smushed in any
I
capacity?
don't want my fucking organs smushed around
Yeah.
by leftist pigs.
Yeah. Alex Jones is in the street right now,
Globalists.
shirtless. demonstrating how his organs have been smushed into the places he doesn't
But I've been
like.
drinking my new protein shake, and I gotta tell you, he says he's
Alex-
half Hulk Hogan. I gotta tell you, brother.
Alex Jones right now is trying to take his banning from pretty much his banishment from pretty much the entire internet.
See, what happened there is you lost your monitor, and you handled it way better than I
Yeah,
always
you
do.
did.
Well,
You
I
just
just
went, whoa.
Screaming
Instead of-
Jesus Christ.
I've got radio experience is why.
That's right. Whoa.
Shit just goes wrong sometimes.
Alex Jones is somewhere jerking off into an oven mitt.
No,
You
see,
think so?
See, no, Alex Jones is in some fucking like small claims court somewhere trying to fight his banishment from the internet, and he's trying to bring recording equipment into the back room where he is suddenly stopped by P. Barnes, and it all comes full circle.
Barnes.
P. Barnes.
Must be doing something illegal in there.
God isn't worried about cameras, sir. I am.
Oh my God! If you don't know who P. Barnes is, just look up a sovereign citizen getting tased.
Oh, you can just type in P. Barnes and it'll come up on YouTube.
P. Barnes is legend.
Yeah.
P. Barnes for president.
Yes.
Gentlemen, we are fucked
Yeah, we
this
are
week.
fucked.
Anybody want to give us a start? I'm not gonna pull it.
I'll start.
All right, why not?
What happened to Craig T. Nelson?
What do you mean? What happened?
Where
to
did he
Craig?
go?
You mean
I don't
Patrick
know.
Starr?
No, I mean Craig T. Was he the voice of Patrick Star?
Yeah.
Was he really?
Yes.
Of who? Patrick Starr?
Yeah.
On SpongeBob.
No,
he was not.
No. Well,
Craig-
that's
Craig
the
T.
Dauber
Nelson.
guy.
Craig T.
It's
Nelson.
got to be the Dauber guy.
Craig T. Nelson
Was in Coach.
he
television's coach.
You know what he's doing? He voices Bob in The Incredibles.
Yes, he
Yeah,
does.
he
I
did.
just-
the
Right.
second Incredibles. Is,
But then, like, he was on TV for so long on Coach, and everyone
TV's
loved TV's Coach.
well, it's because
Starring Craig T. Nelson.
No, I got that. It was the other guy on Coach that was Patrick
Was
Starr.
it the Dauber guy?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
it-
I knew it was
it's,
the
it's
Dauber
because
It's one of those guys from Coach.
Yeah.
you know what it is. It's that sitcoms now suck. Networks put out bad sitcoms and don't. There's
I
sitcoms
want
suck.
Craig T. Nelson back. That's
think
why
we-
we're fucked.
I think we'd
want
all
Craig I like Craig T. Nelson.
Yeah,
What happened to Craig T. Nelson? He just does a couple of
Disney's
things.
paying him millions of dollars, and he gets to sit on his ass and enjoy retirement.
They made 2 of those movies over the course of 8 years.
Maybe longer.
So what's Craig T. Nelson doing?
He was in Hawaii
Making bank.
5-0.
Okay.
He was in Parenthood. He was in Monk.
You looking at his IMDb right now?
I'm looking at his Wikipedia page. He was in
Okay.
CSI New York for a couple episodes.
I want to know what the most recent 3 projects Craig T. Nelson was involved in were.
Raised a show called Raised by Wolves, and it was a TV movie.
Okay.
Film wise, he was in The Incredibles 2 and a movie called Book Club.
Okay.
Listen,
That's the most exciting thing was The Incredibles 2.
I'm just saying we haven't really seen that much of Craig T. Nelson.
You ain't seen the last of Ernest T. Bass.
I want Craig T. Nelson back.
Anybody ever see that?
know
You
what
guys
you're
like that
talking
real timely Andy Griffith reference I just threw at you?
I was gonna say I know where that's from.
That
I
real
just- I
real
can't-
timely.
No idea what the fuck you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Andy Griffith. It was Ernest T. Bass. He was trying to earn the love of one of the old mountain men folks in Mayberry.
What?
What?
Ernest T. Bass was trying to.
you ain't seen the last.
That's very progressive for
Yeah.
Andy Griffith. He was
Yeah.
trying to earn the love of the mountain man.
He was trying to steal her and marry her.
Oh.
And then it ended with a jug band song, if I remember correctly.
All right.
Yeah, Andy Griffith. Anyway,
I'm just saying, bring Craig T. Nelson back.
yeah.
That's it.
Where's Ted Danson, incidentally?
Ted Danson's on The Good Place.
He's on The Good Place. Yes.
Oh, is he?
On
Yeah.
what? NBC, CBS?
I don't know.
I think it's. I feel like
I
CBS.
keep seeing this commercial on Hulu for that show where he says, "I was just on Earth. I saw a combination. It was a Pizza Hut and a Taco Bell." And he says, "The mind reels."
I'm at the Pizza Hut. I'm at the Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I'm at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. He's in The Good Place. People say it's a pretty good show. I
Yeah,
don't,
I hear good things.
I don't know if it's the kind of thing I'd be.
Blaine
into,
just
but-
listened to it. Shoesley just caught up to it.
Listen to it.
He did I say that?
Yeah.
I meant watched it.
Whatever.
Whatever.
A radio drama starring Ted Danson.
Also, Blaine was recently blinded, so he just listens to it
Yeah.
now.
Right. I found out recently that Bill Maher's show is entirely podcasted. So like after it airs on TV, they release it as a podcast. So that's what I'm listening to right now.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Right now at this very moment.
No, right now I'm actually feeding. I'm not monitoring myself. I just have this headphone jack plugged into my phone.
It's an impressive thing where you're listening to one thing and saying
and not
something
getting
else.
distracted. That's because I have ADHD. It gives you superpowers and autism.
Sweet, dude. How do you hook me up?
Well, first of all, you got to get vaccinated.
I'm tired of them putting chemicals in the water that make them be able to listen to podcasts and talk on them at the same time.
Why, Lord? Ben, why are we fucked this week?
Why are we fucked?
Yeah, where are we fucked?
Not last week, but the week before last, we got the presidential alert test.
Yes.
We're fucked because now Donald Trump can at any time text us about like anything he wants, and it hasn't happened yet. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's the fact that he can.
Sliding into America's DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fucking hey, you up?
You know, the other thing is,
The entire apartment complex goes.
Yeah, right.
you up, MAGA, wink, 420.
420, blaze it. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give
I
a
don't fucking
shit.
care.
You know, the thing is, though, I suspect that there's some staffer or like someone in charge of managing those alerts that
there.
isn't
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
No, he can't.
POTUS.
He can't
That
just
would be
pick up a phone
horrible.
and text like 41234 or something, and then
Right.
just hit the whole.
What's
nation
up, pussies? I just wanted to say that I'm eating a Big Mac, and I was thinking about how much I don't give a fuck about any of you.
I don't give a shit.
I don't fucking care.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm rolling the fattest blunts.
420, blaze it.
Fuck you, Dad.
Trump out.
whatever I want.
Bush did 9/11.
Obama's a Kenyan. I don't fucking care.
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a fuck. I have the best weed.
Hillary Clinton committed Fugazi.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone's got a Trump impression. I genuinely like ours the most.
Yeah, right. I don't fucking care.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't fucking care.
I don't give a shit.
It's just him not. This is like, Mr. Trump, how do you respond to these constraints placed by the Iranians? I don't fucking care what they say.
I don't give a shit.
I have the fattest cock.
Everyone knows my dick.
I'm fucking porn stars 4 at a time. You don't even fucking know.
I'm super cool.
You
I'm
all-
the best.
You all know
420.
my steez. I know. I can't say that because I'm not a black American.
You should know
You
my
think he says
stilo.
black American?
Black America.
Yeah. A black.
A blackie.
I think I doubt Trump ever says black American.
no.
A blackie.
I'm sure
Yeah,
he's
right.
got shorter words.
Yeah,
for that.
right. Or longer
A
words.
chocolate American.
You should know my stilo went from 10 G's to blow to 30 G's in show to orgies with hoes I've never seen before. Sorry.
So, okay, so
Yeah, so to your topic, to your point, rather.
to my point, I don't like that I can't shut that off. If there's ever a nuclear holocaust or something, I'm sure I'm gonna fucking know about
You
it.
know what? I want the alert. I mean, Obama was in office when they decided to institute this alert. They started this. I think it's a good idea. As long as I don't get texts of like fucking red hats all day long, I don't really care.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like as long as it's really for emergency, because I do want to know if there's an emergency.
But I mean, this is the sort of thing I feel like that could be easily exploited,
Yes.
very very easily.
Maybe.
This is a way to communicate to the entirety of the nation at once because everyone's got a fucking cell phone now. It's like it's a standard thing. I don't know. It's exactly the kind of loudspeaker that someone like Donald Trump will use.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. There are people in that White House. The New York Times actually just recently published a the New York Times. The New York Times actually recently published it wasn't the Times, it was the Post, the Washington Post. They published a piece, an anonymous piece written by a staffer inside the White House that said,
Oh, yeah.
we hear you. Just trust and believe that there are people in this White House who are actively fighting the president to help keep the country from imploding.
See, the thing is, I knew that, and
Right.
you knew that because
Right.
we're still here.
Exactly right. There's actual. The thing
But
is,
it's good to hear it.
Yeah, it is good to hear.
there are such a thing. You know, as much as a lot of liberals don't like to believe it, there are conservatives out there who actually give a fuck about the health of the country.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think most of them, in fairness.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Yeah, one of my old bosses, for example, is one of them.
Yeah.
Dude fucking hates Trump. He's he's right of center, but he
I think that like there are a very small number of very loud ideologues
Yes.
that we tend to like just think everyone is.
I have friends who are
Sure.
Trump supporters. They're not bad people.
Yeah.
People aren't bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
I mean,
like
there are bad people.
there are bad people,
But
but
they're not
not
everybody.
they're not bad just because they support somebody politically.
Right.
I'm not bad because I liked Ron Paul a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I am a little weird, but yeah, they're you know, your political stance doesn't define you as a person.
Ron Paul looked like a puppet that came to life.
Yeah, he was the puppet master. Ron
He just
Paul
had that
is
cute-
the
he
puppet
had that
master.
cute little upturned eyes
Yeah.
kind of thing, like you'd see on a porcelain
yeah,
doll,
yeah.
but just really old.
His son looks like he's heir apparent to the deli that Ron Paul owns and is failing at it. This is like-
Doesn't he have kind of like noodle hair?
yes, he does. He has
has
really
really noodly
He looks
hair.
like JT, Justin
Yeah.
Timberlake, circa 1997.
Got that ramen haircut.
yeah, it's horrid.
It really is.
All right. Well, I'm fucked this week too.
yeah, why you
I guess I'm fucked just every week. And I'm gonna get real specific here, right? Pornography is way too rapey.
Oh. All right.
okay.
I'm gonna get this out in the open. Anybody here who says that they don't look at porno is wrong. I would imagine most of the listeners here also watch porno.
They're probably jerking off right now.
Right. Women and men. I'm sure, you know, everybody looks at porn every once in a while. What the fuck happened in this country that porn, in the world, I should say, that porno got so fucking rapey? Yeah, am I the only one who's noticed this trend where it's just like gross,
well-
disgusting, like
Really rapey?
like female submission? Like
I mean, like, that's the kind of stuff that I think most of us probably just kind of keep moving.
yeah, I know, but why is there so much of it? It's like, have you ever gone to
I'll tell you-
to one of these sites?
I'll tell you what's more pervasive, since we're actually apparently going to talk about
No,
this.
I'm serious. This sounds like a joke. I'm not fucking kidding.
I think what's worse is the incest thing.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like it's this like
that's a thing.
creepy. I don't have a problem with like taboo stuff or whatever your fetish is, but like there's way too much like fat ass white girl gets raped by giant. You know, I'm like, what the fuck, man? I just want someone to tell me. Yeah, how small my dick is. And I don't want to see anybody get raped.
You know,
even if it's fake rape.
You know, people forget the brain is the most erogenous zone.
I wish that the title of every piece of pornography was just Bob's. It just said Bob's. I would laugh all the time.
Yeah.
Bobs.
Bobs.
Big Bobs bouncing around.
Anytime I see the word Bob's, which was like a meme a while
Yeah.
back, like you like show Bob's.
Show Bobs.
I can't read that without laughing.
No, I don't
I'm
understand.
trying to see the whole titty, son.
It's like I don't know why like the incest angle is a thing. I don't know why everything's just really aggressive.
Yeah.
It's like
It's. I get the feeling it's because like you gotta have a step up over the last thing, you know. Like
Sure.
after a while, everything becomes too vanilla, you know.
I guess, but like I'm okay with the vanilla. I think most guys.
Yeah.
At least most guys I know. I don't know this for sure because I don't know what you guys are into. I think most guys I know are just into when they're watching like standard porn.
I just like watching mannequins chucked into wood chippers. Just mannequins in lingerie thrown into a wood chipper in one piece, and then like the mirror
Like the
shot.
last scene in Fargo. Just
But I want the split frame shot so you can also see it spewing out
Yeah,
the other
right.
side of the wood chipper, like fabric and plastic and
yeah,
you know,
that's
eyes. The eyes. You have
Yeah.
to see the eyes.
right.
I'm just into women buying loaves of Wonder Bread, just putting like 5 loaves right in the cart.
Oh God.
Just
A
into-
slip and slide full of Alfredo sauce.
Women doing carpentry. Not even like just like a chair, not even like a full house or anything. Just like a tasteful chair, and maybe like
She's in overalls.
doing some nice like fluting along the legs.
I'm into people being teased by snacks that don't fall out of the vending machine all the way. You can get disappointed and walk away.
You connect that dovetail, bitch.
Oh my god. No, but I mean, am I crazy? Am I the only one who's noticed this trend with things just getting like?
Well, I think that there is something to be said about the fact that what you said. I think people like increasingly just need to like amp things
but
up.
like, all right,
People get bored.
I'm gonna get personal here. Like when I'm looking at porno, I don't want like high production value porno. I want to see some dude and his wife in a hotel room having the story
With 2 to 3 other husbands and wives.
right just in the corner. No, I want to see sex that's gonna look the way that I fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Oh man,
Because that's at least I believe that. I know what
you mean.
I don't believe it if someone's getting eviscerated by 15 penises on a dance floor.
I want to be the one. I want to be the person that finds the next
eviscerated by 15 penises
on the dance floor. The new album from Major Lazer.
Man, some people have all the fun.
I want to. Man, like I low key want to be the one who discovers like the new like quotable YouTube porn sensation, like the new really right in front of my salad.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh god.
I'm sure that stuff's constantly being made. It's just
It is. You can only come up with so many plots for porno. Did you guys ever see the one with the lemon tree?
Oh yeah, of course.
The lemon
That
stealing
whore
horse.
is stealing our lemons.
The best part of that is not even the lemon stealing horror. It's the previous like 2 complete minutes of these 2 fucking high idiots sitting on a bench going, "Oh, I just love our beautiful lemon tree. It makes the most beautiful lemons."
Think of all the things we could do with those lemons. We could make lemonade, lemon meringue pie.
They just fucking keep talking. It's like someone told them, "All right, just like milk this for like 2 minutes. We just need like for time's sake."
My favorite part
We
is
need to get this to 77 minutes to be a feature length.
the best part is the dude trying not to laugh the whole time. Like you can see him holding it in.
Because it's so dumb.
Yeah, the both of them, they know what they're doing.
You got to have fun with your job. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, eviscerated by 15 penises.
But you know what I'm saying? Like it's all like
Yeah, I'm okay. So I'm with you. I think that there's like there's this shit gets gross at a point.
it gets really
just
fucking gross. And again,
Eviscerated in the butt by 15 penises on the dance floor. The novel by Chuck Tingle.
I don't know. I think that maybe there is. Can it even be? This is how far the world is moving. Where I'm like, I like the old fashioned people fucking on film.
Yeah, right.
I'm kind of old fashioned.
yeah, right. Vote for Trump.
Local.
It's just like I remember back in my day.
Back in my day when no one could find the clitoris.
Area man has naked woman fetish.
I love that article. But yeah, but that's I think also, Chris, that's why there exists specifically like a specific subset of female friendly pornography.
Yeah.
Like specifically created for the purpose of not making women feel weird.
Okay. Well,
Because all this other stuff is like, yeah, it's like crazy, like it's like bled out of men's evilest imagination.
So if female-friendly pornography comes out as AAA blockbusters and make millions of dollars,
Yeah.
Wait, family friendly?
No, female.
I thought you said family.
family-friendly,
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ,
The Steve Harvey show.
I think you said family friendly.
No, female-friendly pornography just comes out under names like 50 Shades of Grey,
Right.
Like
To some extent, I mean, like
under
but
the guise of being empowering, quote unquote.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a weird thing to me too.
So where does one find this female-friendly porn?
I don't. You know what? I'm not your Google. I don't know.
Fucking killing me, man.
Just get out there and Google
The other
it.
thing is, I don't want to have to pay for my porn. I just don't want to sift through a bunch of like 500 rapey porn videos just to find the 30-second clip I need.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
The 30 seconds just from hours and hours
Yeah.
worth. Oh God. You
material.
remember the olden days?
Yeah.
The olden days of you had not even they don't know
Where you had to go to the library and get your porn on microfiche.
It's like you had
Go to the
download.
Nickelodeon
You
and
had to
crank it.
You had to go through all of these fucking cabinets.
I remember-
find the spool you need.
I'm just thinking like back in the old days where you had to have like real media player and download things by the 5-second increments.
Yeah,
What a tortured experience.
it was horrible.
Well, that's why I have a buffering fetish today.
A buffering
A
fetish.
buffering fetish. I get my rocks off on seeing shit load. Why do you think I have so many fucking Steam games?
That's so weird.
Just set fucking every once in a while I'll just uninstall and reinstall Titanfall 2 just to see those 60 beautiful gigs get
like,
installed.
oh shit, this is gonna take hours. Oh man.
It's a lot of edging.
I don't know. Do you feel resolved on this at all?
I think so. Just wanted to get that off my chest.
It is
It's not like that woman on the dance floor who's just getting it all over her chest. By
15.
15 penises.
Precisely 15.
Yeah.
It has to be a multiple of 5 or else I can't get erect.
That's the devil's math there.
That's right.
Just like the volume on the TV.
And the the verb is important. Eviscerated. Eviscerated.
There is something to like that whole like just like why do people
Vivisected.
why do people want to use words like destroyed?
I don't know.
Like why does that
Why does that have to be? Why? Yeah,
I don't understand why sex for people has to be a matter of like
It's so-
destruction.
It's angry, man. It's
Yeah.
so
I think
angry.
I think pounded is as far as I'm willing to go. Pounded is acceptable because everybody could get around getting pounded, right?
well, God knows I do.
Right. Mm-hmm. I know.
Well, unless you use the metric system, then you get grammed.
Not even kilogrammed.
Nope.
Kilogram. Yeah, kilograms.
Grammed is much smaller. increments.
but even that has kill in it.
That's
Yeah, it's
true.
too aggressive.
Violent.
You don't want to upset the liberals.
You know, fun fact though, after shortly after 9/11 and July 7th, like in that that era of absolute terror in the U.S. and the U.K. The group Massive Attack, electronic music group Massive Attack, whenever they make public appearances on the BBC, the word attack was removed from their name.
Whoa,
So they would just be introduced as Massive.
that's weird and stupid.
It is.
Yeah, that's really
right.
dumb.
What's the point of
it's very
removing the
strange.
word attack?
I don't know.
What about freedom fries?
Because it's too aggressive. It's too scary. You don't want to frighten off the audience. Massive Attack, you might know as they did Teardrop, which is the theme for House MD.
Oh, okay.
That's them.
I can't call it to memory, but I'm sure I've heard it.
Oh yeah, if you've watched House, you know the song.
Yeah.
It'll just instantly like Hugh Laurie's face will flash in your head. And anyway,
Well, you know.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
Yeah, 15.
15 penises.
15,000 pounds.
Of penises.
15 penises. Is this even a show anymore?
It's just saying, do you know what I mean?
What?
You know what I mean, though. I mean,
Do you know what I mean?
anyway,
Eviscerated?
we'll be back with the next segment of our show,
Mystery segment.
Smoking and Drinking.
Everything old is new again.
No! No! All right, we'll be back.
Smoking and Drinking. Hey guys, you've been listening to and enjoying the Three Dude Cast.
We hope you've been enjoying it anyway, but if you have, mash that like button.
Yeah, smash that fucking like button.
It looks like a heart on SoundCloud, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And if you really want to hear more of our stuff,
You can subscribe to us,
Yeah, or rate and review us on iTunes and Google Play.
and we're everywhere. SoundCloud, everywhere.
we're
Yeah.
always with you.
Always.
Hey. Hey.
Oh God, excuse me.
Hey.
Sorry. Hey, we're on.
We're back.
Hey,
Hey.
Oh, Miller Lite farts.
how you guys doing?
Oh, Miller Lite and 35 calorie popcorn farts.
Yeah, this is really good for 35 calorie popcorn.
Hell yeah.
What is it? The
It's sugary as hell.
Smart Food Delight Sea Salted Caramel. You know what's funny? They put 35 calories on the bag. And then I watch us eat it with big open handfuls, mouths distended open like
35
jaws,
calories at a time.
putting entire fistfuls of popcorn into our heads and then like digesting them slowly like a snake or some other reptile.
Is there any other way to eat popcorn?
Yeah, right. I mean, do you eat a...
Maybe a couple of pieces at
Do
a
you
time.
with like fucking chopsticks one at a time?
What kind of supermodel are you? You're only eating popcorn one piece at a time.
I'm just saying, why do they bother telling us how many calories it is? We don't care. We don't care how many calories it is. We're going to put it into our face as fast as we damn well please and not count it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, anywho.
Morty. All right, so...
Anywho, Morty.
Anyways.
Sorry, I'm eating popcorn on the... Choo-choo.
Yeah, go ahead.
The popcorn's, I think, actually helping with my acid reflux, so this is nice.
Yeah, choke it down. So I made the decision to not do joke of the week this week
Oh.
Because you hate laughter.
because I am a nun from the 17th century, and I don't like it when people express emotion
I just despise joy.
other than praise for our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Only devotion, nothing else.
Right.
Yeah.
Only devotion, nothing else.
The Chris Brady story.
Devotion to devotion.
Devotion.
Incidentally, those are the exact words it said on the contract when we signed up with Roger Sick Bastard.
Yeah. Devotion only.
to praise
Devotion?
to praise none
Devotion.
other.
Devotion.
God, what is happening to the show?
Nothing.
Nothing.
All right.
I want to unveil a new topic. Not a new topic. God, fuck! I'm so fucking stupid,
Dude.
I want to
Get it together.
God almighty. Bo, fuck off.
Wait, whoa, easy.
Bruce, what are you doing, homeboy?
What is he? What happened?
Just drove his fucking elbow right into my fucking foot bones.
Oh,
and it
Jesus.
hurt like a motherfucker.
Foot bone's connected to the asshole.
Yeah.
So I want to unveil a new topic this week called "As Bad as It Gets,"
Okay.
and
I like this already.
the object of this game that we're going to play.
Okay.
I realized that you two made a game and I didn't. I just came up with like a joke. That's, you know what I mean. Like,
I guess so.
whereas you guys have a little game that we play that's a little more interactive. I just do a joke. So
I like your jokes.
yeah, thank
They
you.
are great jokes.
Good joke.
Invariably.
Yeah.
I just want to get a little more interactive with us. So,
Okay.
As Bad as It Gets is a segment where we're going to try and make the worst of something.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example. We're going to start very easy this week.
I think we could do this, Chris.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we could. I want you guys to build for me the worst sandwich possible.
Oh yes.
so-
yes.
And I think the trick here, if I may be so bold, is to
You got to keep it edible, right?
you have to keep it edible. You have to keep it edible, but it has to have something in it that would normally be on a sandwich.
Okay, like this can't be like How to Basics Krabby Patty,
Right. You have to have.
You can't have
to-
like a CD-ROM in there.
right?
right.
Or like literal garbage and piss. Like
Right.
you want like food items that don't go together.
Food items that don't go together. You can maybe throw something in there that's like that doesn't belong or wouldn't.
Technically edible. Like,
Yeah.
Like bark.
Yeah, you're right. Technically edible. So, like, my good example would be
Bark and provolone.
bologna and bison hair. Do you know what I mean? It's just, you know, and it's like just constructed as horribly as possible.
Well,
Yeah,
okay, so when you're building a sandwich, you got to start with the bread.
yeah.
So I don't know. So I'm trying to think of like me personally, I'm trying to think of like the worst kind of bread you could possibly use with a sandwich that is maybe good on its own, but not good with much else. And so I'm thinking like the kind of bread that has those little raisins in it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You know, probably okay for toast. Probably not great for like a pastrami and Swiss.
Oh, that's gonna be really uncomfortable for many meat sandwiches.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like the bread with raisins in it.
Yeah, cinnamon raisin.
Cinnamon raisin.
Cinnamon
bread.
raisin bread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gosh. Well,
What would be like the worst kind of meat that we could throw on this bastard?
How about just like a dead mouse you get at a pet store?
A dead mouse.
Yeah, like a frozen mouse.
It's just dead mouse.
it's dead mouse.
it could be like
laying on a
Something way too tough for a sandwich, like alligator meat.
Okay, so are we constructing the sandwich together right now?
Well, I guess I posed it to the table. Would you guys want to build your own, or would you rather?
I got a couple ideas.
All right, well, we'll do it independently then.
Okay.
So we'll do it independently then.
Okay.
So, all right, Ben, let's talk your way through your disgusting sandwich here. We're starting with cinnamon raisin bread.
So I'm starting with the cinnamon raisin bread. Yes. Now when I make a sandwich, usually I usually put mayo on both sides, but instead of mayo, we're probably gonna go with something like something nice and rank, like a Limburger aioli, or maybe or maybe even like a what's okay, no, wait, I'll come back to that one.
Okay.
So let's do like a fuck it, let's just go with Velveeta. Because Velveeta on cinnamon raisin bread just sounds terrible already.
Yeah, it really does.
Both sides of the bread. On top of that, what we're gonna do?
Are we talking melted Velveeta or cold, like right out of the grocer's freezer?
Oh, right out.
You know, worse. It's frozen.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it, Cheese Whiz. We'll put Cheese Whiz on there and just spreading that.
Okay, on the raisin bread.
Now on top of that, we're gonna put the meat on there, and the meat is gonna be surströmming.
Okay.
Okay.
If you've never heard of surströmming before, this is a Swedish delicacy. It's like even in Sweden apparently it's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
This is fermented herring. And it
Which is herring is already disgusting.
Yeah, right. Let's be real here.
to give you a scale of this. A man in Germany was facing criminal charges a few years back for opening a can of surströmming in the hallway of his apartment and causing a building-wide evacuation.
Oh my god.
Like it smells that bad. You take a can opener to it and it just sprays.
Oh,
just
yeah.
all this stinky fucking fish juice, and it carries, man. It really carries. So we're gonna put surströmming on top of this cheese whiz, right? on top of the surströmming, I'm kind of thinking like, you know, so we've got our bread sauce, right? We've got our meat. We need some kind of veggie on there.
Okay.
What I'm thinking is psilocybin mushrooms.
Okay.
Okay.
Not noted for their taste.
No.
Not especially.
They grow in shit, so
Yeah, right.
I mean,
So you're gonna slice a few caps off and put them right on top of the on top of the stinky ass fish.
So this sandwich continues to horrify for a long time.
for like 5 to 9 hours, depending on how many mushrooms there are.
Right.
And the whole time you're going to be vomiting because
Yeah.
you
Mushrooms.
right.
Now you're gonna need a leafy green on top of your heartier vegetable.
Sure.
For which you're going to get fresh kelp.
Okay.
Just right out of Lake Erie. You're just gonna
Lake Erie kelp.
You're just gonna get some Lake Erie kelp. If it's got one of those like plastic 6-pack holders on there, just leave it on there, man. It's that adds an accent.
Perfect.
Put the kelp like right on top of the psilocybin. And then we're gonna top that off with normally it would be cheese, and actually I guess technically it still is. We're gonna put cottage cheese on top of the whole thing.
There you go.
Okay.
That sounds good.
That's a good idea.
And then for the signature sauce.
You're going to toast this bad boy, right?
Oh, for sure. Well, okay, so let's toast it first. We'll get the toasted cottage cheese on there.
Yummy.
The roasted kelp, just crispy.
I love when cottage cheese gets that burned look to it.
Looks like the top of a lemon meringue pie.
Yeah, it just looks like a bunch of pearls in there.
Shiny and gross.
Yeah. And all the liquid runs out of it because, it's cottage cheese. That's great.
And then our signature sauce there. Oh gosh, what should the signature sauce be? You know what? It's gonna be Scrapple.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right.
I assume you guys are familiar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gross.
That's an Eastern.
Scrapple's not pleasant.
It's an Eastern PA thing. It's just whatever you scrape up off the griddle after a day's worth of line cooking.
Yeah.
And then you people eat that in Eastern PA. It's a thing.
Underpaid line cooks will eat that for sure.
Sure. Yeah, that'll be the top. It ain't exactly a sauce. I'll say it's an aged sauce.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
You could call it that.
Yeah, put that all down and wash that down with some half and half.
There you go.
Tall glass of half and half. If you weren't full enough already. I got one for you.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm going to start you off with this. Get yourself an ice cream sandwich, right?
Okay.
Take the ice cream right out of there. We're not going to need that.
I like this already.
So
It's an Oreo.
it's just those chocolate. It's those chocolate wafery kind of outsides, right?
Okay.
Now
It's like a mini hoagie.
Yeah.
You're gonna put inside their bottom layer Spam and ketchup, right? That's the starter. That's your base. You let the ketchup run in between all the chopped up Spam, so it just kind of gets in there nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Take that, spray it over with a layer of mace, right on top of the Spam. This is gonna have a nice bite. It's gonna elevate the sandwich.
A really nice bite. It's going to hit your eyes.
Yeah.
It's going to be really
gonna-
bitey.
But it's gonna elevate the sandwich.
Yeah,
It's gonna bring it up a layer.
Let those flavors get to know each other a little bit.
Exactly. Just let them sit for a bit.
Turn this kitchen into a fucking war zone.
Now, right after this, you're going to want to go outside. You're going to find your lawnmower and just get a handful of those dried up gunky clippings on the inside of it.
Or you need to, you not have any greenery on it.
Yeah, you can sprinkle that on top. Okay. Now, close the sandwich up. Now, take the outsides of the sandwich and you're going to want to put mayonnaise on the outside, but you're not going to toast it. You have to hold that slippy mayonnaise sandwich while you eat it, served with a little cup of au jus.
For dipping.
For dipping. Nice. What are you going to not dip it?
Yeah.
That's my sandwich.
That's good. It's good. I think what I'm going
I call
to
it
do.
the grilled hellhole. Also, it's never grilled.
Oh, yeah,
we call it that
It's
anyway.
just a grilled hellhole.
I need a name for my sandwich. If it's got surströmming and kelp
Yeah.
Yeah.
and psilocybin.
The fisherman's revulsion.
It's got the psilocybin in there. I'm gonna call it the Fisherman's Voyage.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's a really good name for that sandwich.
That's good. I like that. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with 2 Smucker's Uncrustables. you guys remember the Uncrustable, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
The peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lazy motherfuckers.
Yeah, right. It's terrible, right? It's just terrible.
Yeah.
Which incidentally is a dumpling.
Yeah, right. Which is a dumpling.
It is,
we're
in
not,
fact, a dumpling.
We're not having this discussion again. The thing, you guys don't know this. I explained to people at work.
No, you did tell.
Yeah, I explained to people at work what was going on, like the discussion we were having, and they started having the fucking argument.
Yeah.
At work, and I'm like, I'm not doing this again.
It's like a computer worm, man. It self proliferates.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm like, I can't be involved in this again.
This is what happens when you break anything down to its like basest semantic levels or whatever. You just end up like putting things together.
That's all it is. It's just someone in the group has to be trolling. They have to be playing fast and loose with semantics in order to spur the discussion further.
It's just an exercise in argumentation.
Right.
Yeah.
So that being said, I'm going to start with 2 Smucker's Uncrustables, right?
Sure.
They don't have to be frozen, but they definitely...
But they're gonna be.
They need to have the ice crystals in
You
them.
think I have
know what
time
mean?
to microwave anything?
Yeah,
I'm
no,
a busy
no.
man.
They're not going to be warm, is what I'm saying. I'm saying like just leave them out on the counter for an hour, and whatever you get there, that's going to be the. You want to smush them so you have
soggy.
Yeah, and you want to smush them down a little bit so you get you know what I mean. You get some bread there,
Right.
And I'm thinking for my meat. We're gonna do a double meat sandwich. So I'm thinking pickled olive loaf and wild roadkill squirrel, cooked of course.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, are you gonna remove the fur, or are you just gonna put the whole thing in?
No, we'll be kind. We'll remove the fur. The bones are going to be in it though. we're gonna spit roast this squirrel, which is incidentally another title of a porno that I saw. No, so just like a whole spit roasted
West
squirrel.
Virginia's most famous porno.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let me take the pickled onion loaf off of that.
Yeah.
And I think the first meat that I'm going to put on top of the bread.
Yeah.
Is going to be.
Long pig.
It's gonna be chitlins, but not chitlins cooked the way they're supposed to be cooked. I can't just serve raw pig asshole on the sandwich. I have to cook them. But I think the most boring way to take care of a pig asshole is to boil it.
Boil it. I was hoping you'd say
so
boiling.
You boil a pig asshole, so you get. And incidentally, if you've ever been in a kitchen where somebody's making chitlins, it is disgusting.
Oh, I bet it is.
It smells horrible because it is literally just a pig's asshole.
Yeah.
But the thing is, once
that you're eating for
right.
reasons.
But the thing is, once it's cleaned out and fried, it's fucking delicious.
So what you're trying to do is take away none of the
take
bad
your
flavor
word for
and
it.
also add you want to add no good flavor.
Correct. I want it to be chewable.
Yeah.
It needs to be not palatable, but it needs to be soft and chewy. So I'm going to start with boiled chitlins,
Okay.
which can barely be considered chitlins, and then like I said, just a flat raw roadkill squirrel.
Okay.
Not raw, a flat spit roasted roadkill squirrel
With the
right?
bones.
With the bones in it. Yeah, you're gonna have to you got to pick around the bones. Yeah, like we're in a third world country.
I think the probably most efficient way to spit roast something that's already been flattened is to just kind of fold it and then like spear it that way.
That's what I was thinking.
You know?
Yeah, you just you flip it up and then you
Wrap it around it. Maybe some butcher's twine.
Right,
to keep it on the keep
there
it
you
on
go.
the spit. Yeah.
Right. You just do that slow and low for a couple hours, right? So you want it to fall off the bone, but you definitely want the bones in there.
Now during this time, you're getting excited and savoring this experience.
Absolutely,
You
of
can't wait
course,
for that.
because you can smell the boiled chitlins.
and the burning hair.
Right. No, I said I'm taking the hair off. We'll be kind. We'll be kind.
Okay, all right.
Rewind.
All right.
We need some kind of cheese for this sandwich because you can't really have a decent sandwich without some kind of cheese. I'm thinking cold Neuchâtel straight out of the grocer's fridge. Just slice a nice layer of that off and you just kind of fold it over top of everything.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of maybe the worst possible edible vegetable I can. So I'm thinking just a wet can of undrained collard greens. Just a whole can. Just shake that out right on top there.
Okay, so the moisture from the can of collard greens is now all over the rest of the sandwich.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So the other Smucker's Uncrustable, you need some kind of sauce on there, right?
Sure, yeah.
So I think I'm going to go. We already have peanut butter and jelly in the...
Because you were smart. You thought ahead.
Right. But we still need something else there. So I'm going to go with high quality olive oil. just fresh imported from Italy. Just a nice slathering of high quality extra virgin olive oil. Kind of just dripping off of the side of the sandwich.
Okay.
like way too much olive oil to be comfortable with. Do you know what I mean?
You mean like is it threatening the integrity of the sandwich?
Yeah, you know, like when you have a pulled pork sandwich and it's already got barbecue sauce on it, but you dump that extra barbecue on there anyway.
Yeah.
And you get the bread a little soggy. Like I'm thinking like that,
Okay.
but with really good olive oil. Like don't skimp. I can't stress enough. Don't skimp on the olive oil. You want really good.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
It's
gonna give you.
It's gonna help rinse those squirrel bones down.
And you serve it all together with a really nice pumpkin eggnog.
That's great.
Put that in your deli and sell it.
That's fantastic. That's among the grossest things I've ever
It's
thought.
terrible. It's terrifying,
Yeah.
right? But we think is this a successful topic?
I want to do this again.
As bad as it gets.
I want to do this
I want to
again.
do this again like right away. 'Cause it's a lot
I
of fun.
kind of already want to play again.
Yeah,
right now.
it's really fun.
Yeah.
That was just the first thing I thought of. I mean, we could technically play again maybe later on if I could think of another good one. Just as a test out, because I realized that at some point I'm going to run out of jokes.
Sure.
I have a couple more jokes in the backlog that I could tell, but it's a little more interactive. So I might just do this.
Yeah.
This might be a big full kickoff for season 3. So
Yeah, I think this is a good
We're
idea.
getting closer, so.
I want to play. What are you calling it again?
as bad as it
As
gets.
bad as it gets.
When you just build the worst thing you can
That's a
possibly
really
build.
good idea, Chris.
Yep.
I really like this. I
Yes,
want to do this again.
This is fantastic.
If you think of something later in the episodes, bring it on us.
All right, we'll do. Well, I guess that moves us to our actual topic this week.
I'm excited.
I had a couple topics that I was trying to narrow it down to. I was really between 3 here, and I think 2 of them are going to make an appearance at some point. The other 2, I guess these are all kind of serious topics
Okay.
that I'm sure we will fucking ruin by the time this show is over.
Of course.
The first topic I wanted to talk about was just to dive headfirst into religion. But I didn't want to do that until I had somebody here who was religious, because this is a table full of atheists.
Right.
Yeah.
So I kind of
Be a
want to
little
save that one.
one-sided.
Yeah, that's not fair. I want to have someone or someone's here who are believers. And not as a debate, but just as a general discussion.
Yeah.
Having all sides.
Right.
Yeah, having different perspectives on perhaps even something we agree on.
The other thing I wanted to talk about was possibly the last month in the news. Just about like the state of the United States, which is very serious and would not be funny.
That is a.
You're not going to get
whole
much
bunch
out. I don't really pay attention to the news, so you're not going to get too much out of me.
Yeah,
To me, the last entire month was defined by Brett Kavanaugh.
yeah, exactly.
So, like, if you're talking
Sure.
about that, you're talking about walking into like.
The lion's den, basically. Not going to be funny. Not going to be funny. Going to
yeah.
be very hard to make funny.
Yeah.
So the thing that I wanted to talk about, we all know that June is the month of Father's Day, so I figured this was very timely. We're gonna talk about our dads today.
Our dads.
A topic on dads, because this is one we all love our dads.
Dads, dads.
So we're gonna do the topic today is gonna be dads.
Well, that's kind of nice. I like
Topic
that.
today is dads.
Yeah.
Talk about dads.
This is gonna be a nice
Hashtag dad talk.
hashtag dad talk. This that
Hashtag-
great poupon, that avion, that dad talk. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just just having a real dad time.
You're just having a real, just
Just like it's just like
taking a shower together,
stepping out back and watching the sunset.
Yep, right.
You know,
Sharing a cold beer with you when you're 5.
yeah. Taking it out back and showing you where he's going to bury you.
Then you get sleepy, and he puts you to bed.
I never had.
It's already going off the rails.
Nope.
My inaugural beer was not with my dad, but it was the first time I ever had alcohol. It was a complete accident. I was
That
too.
continued for the next 20 years. It was an accident that
Pretty much.
I kept repeating basically forever.
yeah. Oh no! Okay, this bottle
it
keeps falling right on.
Oh, it falls right into my face. Oh no. Oh boy.
Hell, no! It's a real quick story. I was at Thanksgiving dinner and I was coughing a bit, kind of a dry piece of turkey, and my dad was like, "Here, you have a sip of my water," and that water was straight gin.
Yeah.
and I was probably like 11. I was probably like 11.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell was happening.
Was it just like in a glass, like water?
It's just in a rocks glass.
Oh.
Yeah, I just no, not in like a water glass.
What I pictured is a tall glass. And I'm like, was your dad just drinking a tall glass of
No,
gin?
no. It was just like some sipping gin with some ice in it,
Yeah.
and I was like, Dad was just like, you can have some of my water if you want, and then I think I grabbed the wrong glass. I grabbed the clear liquid thinking it was water, and then I take a big gulp.
Whoa. Yeah, that would do it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Did you manage to actually swallow that at that point? Because that would be very surprising.
You know what? I don't remember. I can't remember if I backwashed it or if I like swallowed some and then just like started coughing even worse. I remember my dad was pretty amused by it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
It's like, oh, whoops, that's my gin. you don't need that.
Yeah. Incidentally, when I was like little, like real little, 4 or 5 years old, when we would go out to dinner, Dad would usually get like a Michelob. He would always get, if they had Michelob, that was kind of the thing that he would go with, was Michelob Draft. And he would let me have sips here and there. So I think that was probably my first taste of alcohol.
What ethnicity do you reckon the name Michelob is? I feel
I my like initial impression is German, but I don't think that's right.
I always go with German, Bavarian, all
Bavarian,
that kind of
well, see,
shit.
here's what I think, because like in Russian, the character for the V sound is what looks like a B in the Latin script.
Yeah.
So I almost wonder if it wasn't just like someone fucked up like writing down documentation at some point, and it was Mikhailov.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Oh. The Russians are not known for their beers.
No, but it could have been like, a Slav coming to America.
That's true.
And like their documentation got fucked up on Ellis Island or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, those poor bastards are probably overworked and underpaid, like writing down names they don't understand.
Sure.
Yeah, I was thinking about that recently. I was just thinking about like how many spellings of the same kind of name there are and how very likely it is that so many of those people are like more closely related.
Or the people taking the names down didn't give a shit, which is
that's
what they
it.
did with the Italians.
How do you spell Schumacher? I'm just gonna put shoemaker.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that was in an episode of The
Schnell.
Sopranos. They were talking about Phil Leotardo. His name is his original family was Phil Leonardo after Da Vinci.
Yeah.
And he's like, so why is our name Leotardo? Why did they? He said when our ancestors came over, the takers at Ellis Island wrote our name down as Leotardo, so that's what our name became. It changed to Leotardo. And one of the kids asked him like, Grandpa, why did they change the name? And he's like, because they're assholes. they took a proud name and they turned it into like a ballet outfit. You know what I mean?
They didn't give a
They didn't
shit.
give a shit, right? Which is true from a lot of families, Irish and Italian,
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
But no, well, let's get back to dads here.
Dads. Hashtag dads.
Hashtag dads. Dads. Do you guys remember like what's the earliest memory you have of your dads?
Oh man.
The earliest memory of my dad?
Yeah, just in general.
Trying to think about good old Stan Drog.
I can tell you my first memory of my dad because it's my first memory, period.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's my first memory is a memory
The
of
fact that you know what your first memory is amazing to me.
Mr. Autism. I remember old
mush.
stuff.
My memory is a mush.
My first memory is one of my mom. It's not my dad, but it involves going for a walk down over by the Standby golf course. But anyway,
I was very, very, very young, like young enough to still be in diapers. And my first memory is a memory of shame. It was in my. This is true. I was
love it.
1.5, maybe 2 at this point. I don't know when I was out of diapers, but my dad had just changed me on the changing table in my bedroom, and I remember it was the house on Bexley. It was that little side room, not the room that eventually became my bedroom, but like the original. It was a little small.
Yeah.
And he had me on the changing table, and he had just changed my diaper, and then he left the room for a minute, to throw the diaper out in the bathroom, and then I shit my pants. So he had to change the diaper again. And I remember him like, what doing the why didn't you tell me you had to go? I would have I would have waited. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I was like really little. I was like, sorry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my first memory is me feeling bad that I shit my diaper.
It is a miracle you turned out so
It's-
well adjusted.
I know, right? Yeah, right.
Just considering even the disgusting and vulgar nature of everything we do with our daily lives, you turned out really well.
Yeah, right. Thank you. I appreciate it. I used to like my original first memory was a memory of me running in my grandmother's backyard and reaching in my pocket and finding candy from earlier that morning that I forgot I had, like quarter machine candy, like
Yeah.
Skittles or something. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, candy. And I thought that for the longest time was my first memory. And then years later, I remembered this thing in my brain of being ashamed.
yeah,
and-
they call those memories.
yeah, right. Well, like this little echo of shame that happened to be the earliest, to my knowledge, memory. Because by the time the what I thought was my first memory of me running in the backyard happened, I was already like out of diapers. I was like 2.5, almost 3 years old. You know what I mean? And the thing is, I think the reason I remember that so vividly is because my grandmother had pictures of that day hanging up for the longest time with me with that same outfit on running around in the backyard. She took pictures of me running around the backyard.
Yeah.
So there's a picture hanging up in my grandma's house of that day, which is why I think I remembered it. But the other one, me shitting my diaper at like 1.5 or almost 2 or whatever, that is all just self-loathing and sadness. It's coming out. But that's my earliest memory of my dad, is my dad going, okay.
Why'd you tell me? Why'd you tell me?
Yeah, right. It's just like, why didn't you tell me? You know what I mean? with
I
that
would
like
have gladly helped you.
with
shit.
right with the like half dad love, half like no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like that's 20 minutes. I'm gonna have to do this again.
Like, yeah, like not disappointed in me, just in the situation.
Yeah,
You
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that is my earliest memory.
It's disappointment,
really weird,
not,
right?
not disapproval.
Right,
It's like
yeah.
a different thing. It's more like he was just let down by how his afternoon was going.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if you wanted to go and see a movie and then you found out the theater was closed for renovation, you'd be like disappointed, but you wouldn't be mad at anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That is my first memory. Laying there on the changing table and then
Fucking
sitting
way
up
she goes.
and watching him throw. You know what I mean? Throw my shit away.
You know what? So for the thing that's hard to answer about this for me is I can't anchor any of my memories to the time they happened.
Yeah, same.
Everything prior to preschool.
Really?
Yeah, because basically, like with preschool, I'm like, okay, well, there was a building that I was at because it
Yeah,
was
right.
in preschool. Okay, so I know when that
Something to
happened.
attach the memory.
Yeah,
to.
like
I know
stuff
what my
that happened-
favorite toys were in preschool.
Yeah, like I can remember things.
I think that's why I remember that because I remember the picture. Like I said, the picture was hanging up at my grandma's house for years.
Yeah.
So I remember that day pretty vividly because I got to see it every day walking. You know what I mean? Walking
Yeah.
past the picture.
Yeah, an anchor point.
Right. And I remember the thing with my dad because that's an emotional sticking point. That was maybe that might be the first emotion, like genuine emotion that I ever felt. You know what I
it
mean?
has to be shame.
And it has to be shame, naturally, because of course it does. Look at me.
Of course it does.
But you know what I mean? I think that's what that is I have that glue that holds that together in my brain cavity.
Yeah.
My brain
My
department.
brain cavity.
My brain department.
No, I'll tell you
brain hole.
I'll tell you a couple of my early memories of my dad. One of them I remember, like for no reason, every single time he came home from work, we felt a need to like hide behind the door to surprise him, but like every day, which is a weird thing for kids to do. You'd think eventually you get tired of doing it, but it's like every time he came home, I'd be standing against the wall, like, and he'd open the door, and then I'm behind it, and then he would close it. I'd be like, I'm here. To the point where he no longer even reacted. And if I remember correctly, some days he'd just smush the door.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, yep, my kid's back there. Like, I don't know why we felt the need to like keep doing that. Or maybe it was just me. I don't know.
Because you're a kid.
Yeah, you know,
shit when you're a
kids
kid.
like pranks, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I also remember like, and this is a thing that like definitely works when you have younger children, and then like the older you get, you just stop walking around everywhere in your underwear. I think.
Yeah.
Like once your kids come online a bit, you're like, I should probably put some pants on.
Yeah, that's true.
you know
That's
what I
true.
mean?
I do know what you mean.
Now, other families, I don't think that's the case. Like, there's some
No.
families that everyone's in their underwear.
I'm talking like standard lower middle class families.
Yeah.
Dad's walking around in his underwear.
Yeah, and for a good while, my dad did too. And
Yeah.
then I think at just some point he was just like, they're remembering too many things.
Yeah, I
should
gotta
probably
put some pants on. Right.
Yeah,
That's
you know?
exactly what happened. Yeah.
Like if I had kids tomorrow, I think that the window of time, like up until they started asking me like questions about the nature of things, then
Yeah.
I think I could get away with like not wearing pants. But then when they start to ask me questions, I'm like, what made you even think to ask that?
Yeah.
I gotta go put some jeans on. You know,
At least some basketball shorts.
like it's questioning the nature of its reality.
Yeah.
I should put on some pants.
no, that's a dad thing. I
Yeah.
think that's especially like if you're a come from a blue collar family.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, that's a dad thing.
Well, you know what else?
Not
It
a mom
also-
thing.
No, it's
definitely not a mom thing.
Although I'm sure there are exceptions.
Yeah.
But I will say this: that might have a lot to do with the fact that air conditioning is fucking expensive.
Yeah, sure.
So,
It
everyone,
is.
so everyone's in their underwear,
Right. And dad's the one.
leading the charge.
Yeah. In the 90s, dad was the one who was like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to. Yeah.
We're gonna open all the windows.
I'll call now.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you said you were going to call Sears.
I'll call
Call today.
You'll call now.
Yeah, that's an early memory I have. Is just like dad just
Dad
walking
walking
around
around.
in his
Yep.
underwear. And actually, I think that maybe that went on a long time. I don't know.
Yep. I remember we had a couch down. We had a living room upstairs and then like a family room downstairs. The whole downstairs was basically under the stairs was a little like Harry Potter style crawl space.
Yeah.
Like for storage and stuff. And then there was the I guess what we called the basement, but like the whole underside of the whole bottom of the house was technically the basement, but
The basement was level with the garage.
correct.
But
But
you stepped up a bit to get to the living room.
Well, not even that. Like, it was on the same surface, but there was only one room in the underside of that house that looked like a basement. And it was like the laundry room, right?
Yeah.
And then off to the left of the laundry room, there was a bathroom, but the basement was, concrete flooring and, wash tub, kind of like the room that's adjacent to this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Laundry, like a laundry room kind of place. And then right outside that was we called it the family room, which was like this gigantic, like, space. Dad's stereo was in the back. We had a TV, you know what I mean? So there was this, this big sprawling space. And I remember Dad wore a groove into the couch from where he would like lay in the same position on the couch.
Spot.
Just like, tucked back like this, remote on the floor.
Yep.
So he could reach, he's leaning on the right side of his body. And I remember he used to
Slowly bending the couch into his shape.
yeah, right. Exactly.
Making a
Just
cocoon
wearing a groove. And I
With
didn't
your own body heat and sweat, you're like shaping the couch.
Yeah, I didn't understand what that was like until very recently when I moved into the apartment that I'm at now with the big sectional there, and I have a spot on the couch that I can kind of wear my groove into.
And it's starting to look
And
like
it's,
you.
It's just you're right. It's just it's a great feeling. I understand.
Couch
why
looks
you
like
do
my
it.
butt.
Right, in my whole body. But I just remember him like I have these vivid memories of him laying on this couch. It was like a pink. Remember, I had pink pillows.
Oh boy,
like pink throw pillows, and I remember him just laying on top, like mashing himself on there. And he always wore a like a Catholic, like the chain. You know what I mean? Like from
that T, that golden.
no,
T.
it wasn't like this.
T is for turtle.
Not the standard cross, but like the one that you get for your confirmation. The little gold one.
When you I don't know what a confirmation
Yeah,
is.
I wasn't Catholic, so I got no idea.
It's like this shape, not like
It's
a
like a
full
plus.
T, like a plus sign, right?
Okay.
And it's and it is a cross, but it's not the full standard. You know
Right.
what I mean? That's what they.
It's like for mini Jesus.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's traditionally what they give you for confirmation. I think it actually was from his, but he always had that on a chain around his neck, and he'd just be like laying there. Usually, he'd have like a pair of shorts on or something with no shirt on. And I remember him like laying there watching TV, and he'd always have it in his mouth, like he'd be.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like not chewing on it, but like rolling it around like as like
Kind of like a comfort thing.
like a tick, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
I get that.
Everybody's got these little things that they do, and I think that was just
soothing
one thing that he
things.
used to do.
Having something to fidget with is really a
Yeah.
big plus.
Also, something that you've had since you were a kid.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just been around. You've had a lot of time
You're
to
used to
develop habits with it.
Yeah. So I have that vivid memory of that.
Yeah.
And it's just like the standard, just in dad position. Do you know what I mean?
Dad
he
position.
was like the most standard lower middle class dad that I can imagine.
Man.
Which is good because I think it's good to have something like that, somebody like that who's just normal, down to earth, who is like your anchor to the real world.
No, for sure.
I never had to worry about being too snotty because we were like, and we were, I think back in the early 90s, we weren't even considered lower middle class. We were probably just considered middle class.
The whole scale has changed.
Yeah. It's
The
completely
whole
different.
scale has
It's completely
changed.
different.
Yeah, it may not even exist anymore, really.
Yeah. The middle class, as we know, at least in this area, is not
Yeah.
Yeah.
the same as it was 30 years ago.
It's weird because it seems like a lot of the shit that we are very used to getting easily now.
Yeah.
Used to be crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Like especially all the computer stuff we get now. Like
Right.
phones and stuff. Like that was thousands upon thousands of dollars back in the day. For things you can get for a couple $100 now.
Sure.
So like the scale of like how far your money goes is actually kind of confusing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because the whole infrastructure's changed when it comes to that. But
Yeah, like when I think back on being a kid, I remember. Oh God, I remember well, no, this is not going to be interesting to anyone. I remember being like the compulsion to cover everything in the house with blankets.
Yeah.
and tie those blankets together and make forts out of like.
Oh,
dude, I have that compulsion now. So
Like I used to grab chairs from places and drape blankets over them, and then just have like a little tent
Right.
city that I made for myself.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm assuming your dad did that with you.
I don't remember. I remember him probably checking it out,
Oh, okay.
but that was like
I remember a specific time where Dad and I tore the entire downstairs apart. And I'm talking like pushed couches together.
Yeah.
We made the entire family room a giant fort, and we just kind of like hung out down there.
Yeah.
And I remember Mom came home.
Just hanging out.
Mom came home and she was like, "What?" You know what I mean? And we I remember we ate down there. Like we ate in the fort.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was really cool. But Dad, I just started doing this thing, and Dad's like, "Oh no, here, hold on." He's like pushing the couches together and like,
Yeah.
just it's cool stuff.
It was cool. It was fun.
Yeah. Anything that like sticks out memory wise from your childhood that
I remember getting really freaked out anytime my dad shaved. Like that was the thing. I mean, you guys know my dad.
Yeah.
He rocks the goatee most of the time.
Yeah.
But like anytime, okay, we're good. Anytime I,
it almost
Why do
happened
you guys
again?
both constantly unplug from these things?
Nirvana.
oh, I didn't. I almost did.
Oh, okay.
But it's
He was able to
there we
correct
go.
it.
Yeah, like anytime he shaved, it would always bring me out. And I've seen like old pictures of him because he didn't always have the ponytail, of course. Like
Sure.
it used to be like just this mop of curly hair that eventually, like, when he grows it out, it gets wavy like mine does.
Yeah.
To where he can like tie it back in the braid. But yeah, when he first started working at YSU, which would have been damn like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like this. Here's just like this tall, not skinny, but like basketball player kind of build. With just like this mop of curly hair, about as like 1989 as you can get.
Okay.
Wide rim glasses and no facial hair at all.
Yeah.
I can't picture that.
It's
I can't.
Yo, I've seen the pictures of my dad. Like about a year after he started working at YSU, there was a strike that he participated in. He was on the picket line, and he showed me a picture of this with him standing next to Dr. Brady, from the English department,
God.
and
Dr. Brady had hair.
yeah, he did, and my dad's. My dad just looks for all the world like he's on the fucking basketball team and not like he's a PhD in English lit. It was so strange. And then anytime he'd shave, because I mean with the Asperger's and everything, sudden change doesn't come super easily to me. So anytime he'd shave, it's just suddenly this weird gaunt-faced man with a ponytail coming into the room, and like
Who the hell are you?
it was distressing for me.
Yeah.
It was pretty distressing.
I won't tell Christy's story for her, but she has the same experience with her dad shaving. Like it freaked her out as a
Oh
kid.
God, I bet because her dad's got a just like a huge beard, gigantic beard,
like Santa Claus beard, and I remember her saying it
real
just
mountain
freaked her
man kind
out.
of beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange, man. But yeah, a few years ago, this hasn't happened, but a few years ago, my dad was saying he was considering getting rid of the ponytail.
Oh.
To which the response from literally everyone
Universal horror.
Yeah, the response from literally everyone was like, "No, why would you do that?"
How dare you?
Right. Yeah.
We have a relationship with your hair now.
Yeah, right.
Like when something like that is like a fixture, it's hard for people to get used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I showed him once his page on ratemyprofessor.com.
Oh yeah.
Did he see the chili pepper?
Oh, he saw the chili peppers.
Yeah.
That I
Your
don't
dad's a fox, dude.
I don't know.
He's a good looking dude.
I don't know who's more weirded out by me or him, but yeah, no, the one that he had the most issue with, I remember, was a comment. It was a positive comment. This person obviously liked having him for class. He had a 4.8 out of 5 for context. But
Oh, yeah.
this person referred to him as a cross between a groovy hippie and a gnarly surfer.
That's right.
Groovy, hippie, and gnarly sir.
But like
those feel like the same thing to
a
me.
groovy hippie with a degree,
And
right? You know
right,
what I
and
mean?
I think
Like
it's
a Berkeley degree.
I think his comment was like, did this person take my class? Does this person know me? At all?
Those do both sound like the same thing, and they both sound like oriented to like basically his ponytail.
Right, exactly. That's what it is.
It's the ponytail.
Yeah.
It gives off this kind of vibe. But yeah, like
His ponytail precedes him.
but like what you were saying too, like about your dad being down to earth, like, you know, like, yeah, by day, yes, my dad's, a tenured professor, he's a published poet, and he's, a very scholarly kind of man.
Yeah.
You should see him at home.
Yeah, right. You're right. Yeah, he's a normal.
He's just like any other person.
Yeah,
Just like
standard
all
dad.
dads.
Right. Yeah.
I remember
Into dad mode.
I mean, I've had my occasional, controller throwing moments or whatever. I remember when I was
I still have them.
yeah. I remember I was living with him. I woke up one night and I heard this loud crash in the basement. I was like, "What the fuck was that?" Like I could hear it from the second floor
Yeah.
of my dad's house. I wouldn't find out until the next day that my dad was trying to watch a Giants game. He's from New York originally, and he's trying to watch a Giants game, and the fucking cable cut out with like 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. Picked up his barbell and just hucked it right at the fucking wall. Which, to be fair, would probably be my reaction
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, when it would piss you off. Right.
Pretty reasonable. I can get behind that.
Yeah, I mean,
I think most men who are men in general not really in control of their emotions, because I think a lot of us spend so long pushing them way down.
Yeah, there's something to like, I don't even know if it's not having control of them, but it's just like when we have an extreme emotion,
They come out
it's more extreme.
and they come out on
Chest pounding primal.
Right.
they come out against objects too, against
Correct.
inanimate objects.
Yeah.
Most often.
because
Unless
it's,
you're a piece of shit, most often.
Yeah, right.
yeah, because it's the world that's responsible for your
Yes.
your inconvenience or
It is.
misfortune.
It
So you
is.
got to cause some
It's
damage.
never me.
You got to cause
It's the
some
world.
damage to the world around you.
I've never bought a replacement controller that wasn't worth the $60 after smashing one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did it
it's,
recently when you lived at your apartment. You're like, "Oh, bring a controller over. We're gonna play something." And I'm like, "Hey, so I was gonna bring a controller over, but instead I was playing this game and I smashed it into a million pieces. So
Maybe I
can't do
can't
that.
bring it now.
Right? Sorry.
Yeah. The last time I broke a controller was Mortal Kombat 9. Shang Tsung got me in this fucking combo I couldn't escape, and I I was winning too. That was the worst part. I had like twice as much health as he did. He took me the entire health bar, just this never-ending combo. I just winged my controller at the dresser.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not smart, but I think it was worth it because that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat as a fighting game operates on like infinite combos and juggling and things like that, which is
Yeah.
kind of bullshit. I
I
think.
hate a game where someone can get you in a position you can't escape like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate
And they don't take it out of the game because it's an exploit.
I hate
Right.
it.
It's not a glitch.
PvP in Dark Souls is notorious for that, especially if you're used to the network delay.
It just
and
becomes
you
one of
can
those things where
compensate for it.
whoever struck first just is gonna win.
Pretty much.
I fucking hate that. I really do.
It's some bullshit.
Yeah.
There was something else that I was going to say. Oh, dad jokes. I still can't explain the phenomena of why dad jokes were universal, but I remember the first moment that I ever learned a dad joke, a real genuine dad joke. I remember it was me and my dad and my brother. We were driving down 224. We were just about to cross Market Street and pass Southern Park Mall. And we're at a red light. My dad suddenly like gets a smile on his face and he turns to us in the back seat. He says, "Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker are fighting in Cloud City." And Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father." And Luke says, "I know that already." Darth Vader says, "But Luke, I know what you got for Christmas. Luke says, how can you possibly know what I got for Christmas? And Vader's, Luke, I felt your presence. Out of fucking nowhere, this joke happens. And when I
So
first
stupid.
when I first learned of the concept of a dad joke, that memory came rushing back to me, and just my brain's making this connection. Like, holy shit, where does this come from?
Yeah.
Why are dad jokes?
I think
where does the phenomenon originate?
I think it stems from the fact that they're harmless. They're, you know what I mean? They're little stupid things that will make your kids laugh. And they're not they're inoffensive, dumb little puns that you know what I mean?
If you're paying attention to like just words and thoughts and rhymes and just little things like that, you can construct them.
Right.
They're like a folk comedy. That's what it is.
And I think too there's I almost feel like there's this conceit with dad jokes where like there's the implication built into them that there's a certain age where your kids won't respond to dad jokes, so you start telling them specifically to get that reaction of dad,
right.
because your father loves pestering you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves
He needs to
see
stay
you
sane.
squirm a little bit.
that's
Right.
funny to
Because
him.
you spent several years ruining his life.
So now that it's, like 15 years later and he's way bitter about
Yeah.
it, he likes to make you, cringe as often as possible.
Hi, pregnant. I'm dad.
So my dad's sense of humor, as you guys probably well know, it's not quite like that. My dad is surreal.
He is very surreal.
I love my dad so much because he is so surreal.
Yeah, let's dig into the Stan pit here.
Yeah, Stan's an interesting cat, man.
Yeah, he
Stan
is.
Dragowski is like no one else that I know. On
Universally
planet Earth.
loved.
Oh, yeah.
Universally loved.
Everyone loves my dad.
Yeah. I think everyone loves all of our dads at this table.
We got some
Yeah.
popular dads.
We got some popular dads.
We do, yeah.
Hashtag popular dad. Hashtag your dad. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Hashtag want to meet that dad.
Like my dad.
What's your dad like?
My dad is like a groovy jazz cat Jew.
Yeah. That's really accurate, actually.
I don't even know how.
Yeah.
Smokey Liebenstein.
He's not even Jewish, right?
No, he's not. We're not. As far as we know, we're not Jewish.
But he's very...
he's got a Jewish sensibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because basically, I think everyone that he thinks is funny, or most of the people he thinks is funny, much like me, are Jewish. There's a lot of Jewish humor built into the both of us.
He's like Lenny Bruce meets George Costanza meets Jerry Garcia. Kinda.
All right.
You know what I mean?
With just a little bit of a pinch of Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah. Just yeah. Just a sprinkle over the top.
It's just, I guess, it's so hard to explain or describe someone like that on the microphone. Like,
You have to just meet him.
Well, yeah. It's also like your dad knows some of the strangest people.
yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Your dad really befriends like people that are way outside.
He picks up
Anything.
the fringes of human experience and puts them right in the middle.
Yeah.
My dad's just such a collector of like ideas and friends, and it's, I just don't know anyone else like him. He's just great
Yeah.
and strange.
He is strange.
And
He's a strange man, but in the best, in every good sense of that word.
yeah.
He's.
Yeah.
I think he'd be honored by that description too.
Yeah, what
think he
some
would
people
resist
what
this.
some people would call an odd bird.
Yeah.
I feel like you pick up a lot of that too when like every once in a while I'll come over and you'll be like, hey, me and Christy have been watching videos on carpet weaving for the past 7 hours.
Right. Yeah, we watched glass blowing videos for 5 hours one day.
Yeah, like you get so
Into
So
nuanced stuff.
yeah, just like these corners of human interest that are really really cool, but no one bothers to dig into.
Can I try to explain one thing? This might shed a little light on the kind of sense of humor my dad has. He was showing me around his house the other day. You all right?
I'm thinking of that joke that you're.
No. I refuse to tell a joke. So we were.
Is this the joke I think it is?
Yeah, it is. I'm not going to tell a joke.
Oh, you have to. now.
It doesn't. No, he heard it from someone. Someone told it to him,
And he misremembers that he missed.
I think he got it right.
But
It's so
just not a
nonsensical.
joke.
it doesn't make any sense.
Okay. I'll just tell it.
you
I'll
have
just tell it. So
See
this
what we
is-
did there is we dragged you into it. So now you have to tell it.
Yeah, well, at work
such
they
a-
give me shit because they call it pulling a Dragowski
Yeah.
when you don't finish something like this.
Yes,
So I-
exactly. So you need to finish
If
it.
anyone knows what the fuck this joke means, please email us.
Oh my god, it's so. Someone told it to him,
Yeah.
and he was like, I didn't understand it," and I was like, "Okay, what's the joke?" And he says, "Okay, so a son is fucking his mother." And she says, "I can't come when you're looking at me, so I shit." That's the joke. It's not even a joke.
If anyone knows what the fuck that's supposed to mean,
It's not a joke. It's just the grossest possible. And anyone even knows where that comes from.
It's like a nonsensical aristocrats joke.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like the aristocrats in like 3-sentence fragments.
It's the aristocrats, but it ends in "so I shit."
right.
Actually, it does kind of have a good punchline. It just doesn't have a good setup.
Yeah.
What,
right.
what else can you do?
Yeah, right.
What can you do but shit?
So they're fucking missionary style. Is what we're, so we have to analyze
I have no
this.
idea. No, we really don't. Let's just let
This
it
goes
be
back to what I was
disgusting.
talking about earlier, incidentally.
Which is what?
Well, we got incest porn and we got shit porn.
Yeah, we
thrown together here.
We really did.
Yeah.
We did it. Pack it up, boys.
And that's the worst sandwich of all.
So here's the story I was gonna tell about my dad.
Yes.
He was walking me around his house and when he was showing me like, oh, I got this plant over here and I did this landscaping and this is all nice. And then he brings me around to the front of the house where there's this lamb's ear plant, you know, like with the really soft leaves and all. And it's got this big stem grown out of it, like it's grown way up tall. And it's got all these seeds at the end of the seed pod. And he says, I am so tired of walking out this front door and looking at this penis staring at me.
That's really
He said
funny.
it so nonchalant. I am just so tired of walking in my front door and seeing this penis. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I genuinely cackled. My dad is just he's unique.
He's a trip.
He's really unique.
Yeah, and again, universally loved. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever been somewhere with your dad where he doesn't just gather people around him.
Christy has told me before that like back in the day when when she and Katie were playing a lot of music like downtown and stuff, and you know like downtown Youngstown has all kinds of weird.
Oh,
like in a
yeah.
lot of like weird that you actually don't want to get near. And she was
Yeah.
like, Stan Drakowski was the oasis of the good kind of weird.
Yeah, right.
That we knew
Yeah.
we'd be safe
Right.
with Stan Drakowski.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Your dad, incidentally, is an incredible guitar player too.
He is really good, and he's been doing
I've
that since I
never
was a
heard
kid.
your dad play guitar.
Oh, he's very good.
He's been
very
playing
good.
since I was a little kid. You want to talk about early memories of
Same
my
with
dad?
my dad.
Yeah, like you know, I mean, my dad's been playing music since I was really, really young, and I remember he used to, and he still has all the stuff he recorded on like 4-track tapes.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
he would record and mix stuff together, and he's been writing and recording music like my whole life.
Yeah.
Over 25 years probably, like since
Yeah.
I was really small. And we even played shows with him back in the day.
Yeah.
When I was in a band, we had him open because he was like he wanted to open, you know, at the Royal Oaks.
Mhm.
The Royal
Yeah,
Oaks.
I saw him there. Yeah.
That was the sunglasses show where if you wore sunglasses, you got in free because
Yeah.
we were weirdos and we thought it'd be like a normal thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, he opened, and he, you know, I've seen him play live a number of times, and he always does
Very
great.
good. Has a beautiful Paul Reed Smith custom.
Oh my god, that guitar is freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, it's very, very pretty.
Yeah.
My
That's enough about my dad for now. We'll come back
Let's
to my
talk
dad.
about your dad.
Let's come back to my dad later.
my dad, as you know, plays music. He's been in a few bands over the years. When I was much younger, they were called Shillelagh Law,
Shillelagh Law.
and in recent times they were called Brady's Leap.
My Leap. Yeah.
And he has an acoustic. He has a 6-string acoustic that was built for him by his brother, my uncle Mike, who is an engineer.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's really cool.
This
Like
was
built it by hand?
by hand and probably with the aid of some machines. Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no. This was an acoustic that was built for him while he was in college by my uncle Mike, the engineer, and yeah, that guitar it's got this beautiful border, this beautiful like border around. It's like a green border around the sound hole. The F hole, as it were.
Yeah, the sound hole where the sound comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that what it's called?
I don't know.
I call it the brown hole.
I don't call it anything. I didn't realize it had a name.
It's in the F hole is what it would.
The F hole, yeah. It's just F hole sounds really weird.
Yeah. Right.
right in the
like,
F hole.
Right in the old F hole.
Making this gesture while I'm talking about the F hole.
Yeah.
Dancing your fingers around the border of the F hole.
Just snorting a big line of coke off of the F hole.
Yeah, no, that guitar has been around for as long as I remember. That's one of I think 2 or 3 acoustics that he owns.
That's cool.
And yeah, like my dad is pretty much I think the entire reason why I'm so into Irish folk.
yeah.
You know, going to shows that his band would put on. I remember I was really young, but I met Bob Hagan at one of those shows.
No shit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, former Ohio representative or senator.
State rep, I thought.
Yeah,
Local ball buster, Bob Hagan.
former beloved Ohio State rep Bob Hagan.
And also a guy that socked a dude in the mouth at the Lemon Grove that one time.
No, he got socked in the mouth.
Oh, that's right. He got socked in the mouth.
He made some kind of like remark that got taken the wrong way or something like that. I can't remember.
I was in the room. I don't know what happened.
Were you really?
I think, well, you know, maybe my memory has filled this in where I wasn't there. I think I was, but I might not have been there.
I don't know. What
You might not have been. I'm sorry.
No, yeah,
doesn't work.
I remember that. It's like that's like the one like negative mark on his record. Like Bob Hagan is pretty much right, like pretty universally.
I think he's liked among, you know, like members of his party and people that like
Sure.
his party. I mean, I don't know. He's probably also he's kind of a blowhard too, isn't he?
Aren't most politicians?
you gotta
They all
you gotta
are,
be
really.
to be a politician,
Yeah,
sure.
right. So as far as well liked, I don't know. Like as a person,
Sure.
who knows? As a politician, probably yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I met him once. I don't remember where it was. I remember there was a barn. I remember it was somewhere out in the country. There was a barn. There was a lot of people, and my dad's band was playing.
There were a lot of people in hoods. I was strapped down to a
I was tied to a bale of hay.
tied to like a inverted pentagon.
He had a weird sheep mask on.
They dripped blood on me, and then I don't know. I went home.
And my dad was playing Irish folk music in the background.
We sang Whiskey in the Jar a few times before I got my kidneys taken out.
You know,
Just like
remember the barn, but
normal.
I do remember the nightmares.
That's why.
my God.
That's why I use Nightmare Tube.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. When I first started playing,
You okay? Oh God! Did you do it again?
I had to clear my throat.
I would looked away a minute, and then you went, yeah.
No.
I wasn't looking. I missed the context.
Clearing my fucking throat.
I lost my headset again. It
God,
disconnected.
Oh, for shame.
I don't care.
For shame.
Why isn't this all wireless, Dave?
Anyway, when I first started learning to play guitar, my dad was the one that showed me my first open chords.
Yeah.
And I'm still not that much better at it than I was when I started.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. Me either.
I never got good either. I got good enough to like fake it on like in a band, like in a rock band, but never got that good.
Yeah.
Man, shut up. You're plenty good.
Nope. Now I can't even play anymore. My hands hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's because you don't play regularly. Neither do I
no,
either. I don't play
quit
nearly.
playing because my hands hurt so much. I played
really?
regularly and they hurt every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I don't know. I feel like
Morty.
pardon me. Yeah, I feel like a lot of I feel like a lot of my like today the musical taste I have today comes from my dad. Just like I generally,
absolutely.
I tend generally to go for like more upbeat, more happier stuff. Generally,
When I was a kid, my dad, the two bands that he tried to impress on me were Queen and Rush.
Good choices.
And they're both still with me in a big way.
oh hell yeah.
Those were formative.
Dad, I think I've said this before on the show. Dad used to, like I said, when we were down in the family room in the underside of the house, Dad's stereo was on the back wall. So whenever like him and Mom wanted to watch a movie or something, and I was like really little and I wouldn't, fuck off, he would take those big ass 80s headphones and put them on, and he'd take me over to his CD rack and say, all right, go ahead, pick up a couple albums. And he would put them on loop. You know what I mean? We'd get through one and then it would go to another one. And
Like a big CD changer?
yeah, I had a 5-disc changer. I still have it, actually. It still works. It's the Technics one. The same thing you've got. You know? But he would put that on a changer, and I think they were just trying to like not have to deal with me for a little bit so they could watch an R-rated movie in peace. You know what I mean?
You look over, you miss all the swears. You look over occasionally, there's boobs. You're
Right.
fine.
Yeah, you're good to go. But I would just sit in front of stereo and like I don't think they understand how formative that was.
Yeah,
you know what I
that
mean?
stuck with you.
Because Dad had a lot of, like Loggins and Messina, George Harrison, Bob Sager.
Yeah.
Just like Hall and Oates. You know what I mean?
My dad was really into John Satriani.
Yeah. Or Joe Satriani.
Joe Satriani. That's it.
Yeah.
My dad was really into him too.
Yeah. And like weird stuff. Crosby, Stills and Nash, Tuck and Patty. You know what I mean?
Weird.
Yeah, weird. Well, tell you, do you even know who Tuck and Patty is?
Weird is like Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Frankenstein. That's weird.
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Joe Buck.
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and John Wayne Gacy.
Crosby, Stills, and the entire cast of MASH.
Stills, Nash, and David Tennant.
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Benadryl Cabbage Patch.
Neil Young in a jar of olive juice.
Steven Stills and a piece of tissue paper folded over a comb.
That's so stupid. No, that was super formative. I think your parents are like your first line of musical taste. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember picking up XTC from my dad, and I remember picking up REM from my mom.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Those are two of the big ones. I know there must have been others somewhere down the line, but
So when I was a kid, I remember that. So you remember how like huge a resurgence country music made in like the mid to late '90s and even
Yes.
into the 2000s?
Oh yeah. We were into it.
Yeah, like the Garth Brooks thing in particular.
I
like,
have every Garth Brooks album up till the stupid Chris Gaines thing.
I'm Chris Gaines.
I am aware of the resurgence, but my folks, not big country music fans.
Well, the thing is, like, that was, I think, like, after my folks split, that was one of the things that my mom, like, found for herself that she really liked.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was like, like, finding things that she liked just for her, and the country music thing was, like, a big thing.
Yeah.
And I remember we had, like,
country go home.
we had a lot of country music in the house.
Yeah.
Also, we had the Eagles Hell Freezes Over.
Every mom in the 90s had Hell Freezes Over.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I hate the Eagles so much, because mom always had it on in the Buick.
Yeah, I think a lot of these albums were the kind of things people bought through those like BMG Music Club type things or whatever.
Like
it
my
was.
music at your own fucking cab.
We never broke up. We just took a 15-year hiatus. Fuck you, Don Henley. You fucking loser.
But we had a lot of other cool albums. Like we had the Police's Greatest Hits.
Yeah.
I remember listening to that over and over as a kid.
Hell yeah, man.
Mom had the Rod Stewart box set.
The whole box.
The whole box set. Dad had every Beatles album. And I remember we watched a documentary on the Beebles.
The Beebles. The Beebles bobble, but they don't fall down.
They do get shot though, and have a heart attack.
Oh my god.
The Beebles bobble, but
You know, they're also murdered in New York State.
Jesus Christ. I gotta piss.
the Beebles bobble, but eventually Michael Jackson will buy their entire catalog. That's stupid.
Yeah, the Beatles bobble, but eventually they'll write the worst Christmas song ever made.
Are you talking about the
Just suck my dick, but then my balls simply sucking my big fucking dick and balls. That song would be way more interesting if those were the actual lyrics.
I wish they were.
Yeah.
That song is terrible.
Just my dick.
Wait, is that actually? That's not the Beatles.
That's McCartney.
That's Wings.
Yeah.
But they also.
That's not Wings. That's McCartney by himself.
McCartney?
That's not Wings.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's Wings.
The other one, like "Merry Christmas, War Is Over," I don't care for that one either. And that's
I like
that's a
that
Lemon
song.
original.
Yeah, I like that song. Okay, it's all right.
What's the worst Beatles song?
The worst Beatles
What do you
song.
think the worst Beatles song is?
Number 9. Number 9.
Okay,
Number 9.
it's certainly the least musical.
Number 9. Yeah, that counts as a song, right?
I think so.
It's hard to say the worst Beatles song.
I think it's possible that the birthday song.
You say it's your birthday. That's
Yeah.
possible. Okay. I would.
It's okay.
It's okay. I would
I
give you that.
shouldn't. I shouldn't be so mean to that song.
No. Oh God.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey,
Yeah.
if we're talking worst Beatles song,
Worst Beatles song. Get on the mic.
this is gonna be controversial.
Here we go.
I'm throwing in my hat for Hey Jude because it's fucking 15 minutes long whenever it's done live. By the time it gets to the time it gets to like the 90-second Hey Jude, I'm like,
yeah.
okay,
Everything after
can we
where
get to the
song,
fucking Olympics now?
Right. Everything after where the song opens up, I'll give him 60 seconds. Then I'm like, I'm done with the song. It was great. Let's stop.
Disagree.
No.
Disagree.
I can only hear la da 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 so many fucking times before I want to hang myself.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Disagree.
I'm kind of with him.
Disagree.
I know.
the song itself is fine when it's performed live. And
Yeah, I'll give you
and
that.
Paul McCartney carries it on for like a goddamn eternity.
Yeah, it's like when Leonard Skinner does Freebird for 45 minutes.
And how much of that is the guitar solo? Just
Right.
like
It's just Alan Collins going just the same fucking pentatonic box for ad nauseum, you know.
It's funny. I think a lot of the early Beatles stuff that like was poppy.
Disagree.
I just don't care about it.
Disagree.
I just don't care about it.
Disagree?
I have yet
I'm not
to.
saying it's bad.
No.
I'm not saying it's bad.
No, I don't.
You can't disagree with that. I don't like it.
Yeah. I can't disagree with it. I think you do like it.
I think you do, and I'll prove it.
I still have to introduce Aubrey to early Pink Floyd. I have to introduce her to Piper at the Gates of Dawn.
Yeah.
I've
got the bike, you can ride it if you like. It's got a basket, a bell that rings and things that make it look good.
I'd give it to you if I could, but I borrowed it.
What are you guys doing?
We're doing Pink Floyd. That's early.
all right.
You never heard that?
I've got a mouse and he has a little house.
Yeah.
And I really don't know why I call him Gerald.
Is this Sid
I
Barrett?
took
Floyd?
a lot of acid and now I'm crazy.
Is
Yes,
it- yeah,
it is. It's definitely.
It's Sid Barrett.
Yeah.
It was their first studio album, and it is.
It is.
It's not great.
It's not great.
not very
It's very
good.
weird. Very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be another 10 years or so before Dark Side came out. Well, not 10.
a 10.
Well,
Not
like
10.
6 or 7.
6. Yeah. 6.
Man, now I'm sitting here thinking about like controversial opinions on music I don't like, but really
No,
the
no.
subject is dads.
Let's go to dad. Let's go to dad.
subject
The subject
dads.
is dads.
We've done controversial topics. All right, Dave. Fucking let's bring it home here. All right.
Just saying, don't want to hold your hand. Don't care about it, Beatles.
Nah, shut up. You
Don't
what you're
care about
talking
that song.
right? Oh yeah. Well, Radiohead sucks. That's not true. Radiohead. I was just.
You couldn't even entertain it for a second.
No, Karma Police came on Sirius XM the other day, and I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, this album is so fucking good."
You know that thing you really like? That good thing that you really like that's objectively good? It sucks.
It sucks. I hate it.
Ah, shit.
No, all right. So I don't know if I'm the only one who
I'm an
has this.
asshole on the internet.
I don't know if I'm the only one who has this, but
I absolutely have
my
a girlfriend.
God damn it.
I have a girlfriend, but she goes to a different school.
I pick her up on my motorcycle. Anyways, do continue.
You guys done yet? No, you're okay.
All right, good.
No,
No, go ahead.
No, do you guys have the same experience of this used to happen, especially when Dad was still at work. I couldn't go anywhere in the Tri-County area without my dad running into somebody he knows. and then like derailing everything for right. Am I crazy?
Did not happen with me until I was older, but I know what you're talking about.
It was
It's my dad and my brother.
yeah. Oh yeah.
My brother has inherited my dad's tendency to just like kind of befriend everyone he meets.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this is my friend group right here.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. People are different. Some people just like reach out to everyone around them and just sort of do that thing. Some people really just need a smaller core group of people.
That's my mom. I the older I get, the more like my mom I become, and the older my brother gets, the more like my dad he becomes.
Yeah.
And that's fine because that's what
That's cool.
That's
cool.
That's cool.
that's the way that's just kind of the way we are. That's the way we each prefer it. But yeah, like hanging out with my brother the other day, like he fucking knows everyone in the downtown area.
Yeah, sure.
Anytime I'm out with my dad, he'll see someone he knows.
Pick your mic up a little bit.
Pick my mic up.
Yeah, bring your mic up a little
Like
bit.
just like that.
Yeah, a little bit more
Or
up,
maybe like tilt it like so the face is like kind of more towards my mouth.
Yeah,
like
that's
this.
like more right.
Okay. Yeah, that's just my dad.
Yeah.
He'll
Hashtag just dad.
just dad.
Hashtag just dad things. Is it just me or does this look really quiet?
No, that's what it should look like.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it spikes when we laugh and get really loud.
that's what it should look like.
Yeah.
Don't. Okay, so now we're just playing that game where we yell things into a microphone and watch the waveforms.
Yes.
Oh! That was pretty steady though.
All right, I'm gonna walk out of this room.
Okay,
now.
no, don't walk out. Where are you going?
We're just doing some
Man, piss, leave me alone.
Oh.
fucking screaming sky cowboy, man.
Yeah. No.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, it was good. I could never go anywhere when I
Sound
was younger.
engineering.
I could never go anywhere when I was younger because Dad would just run into everywhere we would go, like the grocery store, out to lunch, at the movie theater. Like he was, oh Dave,
Well, I don't know if my dad's to that extent, but like I've had those outings with him where it's like everyone will, everyone knows him. He's a distinct dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like my dad and I are kind of different in a lot of ways, but like probably, I don't know. You get a lot from your mom and your dad.
Sure.
But I feel like I said I lean a bit more towards my mom.
Sure.
In terms of personality, my mom's definitely perfectly happy just being at home on the computer.
Yeah. You get a little bit of both, and then the people that you choose to surround yourself with in your in your formative years, your friends,
Sure, yeah.
Which is why I'm horrible and disgusting now, because I'm surrounded by you guys.
Yep.
I remember I found a fucking rock one time.
This is gonna be great.
I found it was great for me as like a young kid who was like learn about like holy shit, I can be anything I want. I could be a fucking astronaut. I could be a fireman. And then the older I got, I was like, no, I do not want to be a fireman.
Yeah, no.
That is an impossible fucking job. I don't know how anyone does it.
Wait, hold on. Is this related to finding the rock?
This is related to finding the rock. I'm like wondering at the time, like, what the fuck am I gonna do with my life? I could be anything. I'm a kid. I got the whole fucking future ahead of me.
Yeah. Wow, this is a really inspirational rock.
So I find this rock. Well, it's weird because it's completely round. At first, I think it's some kind of egg, so I bring it home and I show it to my dad, and my dad's like looking at this rock. And he's like, 1 second, and he opens the garage. He goes in the garage and gets a fucking hammer, right? Puts this thing on the table and smashes it.
What?
Inside, crystals, man. It's a fucking geode.
No shit.
What?
I found a fucking geode, and my dad was like, let me show you something really cool, and just smashes the fucking thing with a hammer. And from that day forward, anytime we went on our yearly trip to the science museum, I was like, I gotta get that gemstone. I gotta get that gemstone. I need
so cool.
I need all these amethysts. I need all these topazes.
This one's gonna cleanse my palate. This one's gonna make me more susceptible to love.
No,
This one's gonna clear all my chakras, get it real nice in there.
no, real talk. Like that really like activated my Asperger's. Like I got really huge into like geology and mineralogy for like years and years,
See,
man.
I sarcastically wrote down in my notes, Ben found a rock, and now I feel silly.
I found a rock, but it was a rock that had prettier rocks inside of it. But it was a rock that had prettier rocks inside it. It was like a rock egg, and I learned I learned that day that was called a geode.
But it wasn't a rock. It was a rock
geode. Rock lobster.
Rock geode.
Why is it got that little rock geode?
It turned into Julia Child for a minute.
Welcome to the B-52s live.
We're cooking geodes.
Madison Square Garden.
Today we're going to be making a fine beef stew.
And a rock lobster bisque.
Really set the punk rock world on fucking fire by having Julia Child intro your show.
Yeah, Julia Child in a leather outfit and with pumps.
Are you ready to open
Like a
this
cat of
fucking
nine tails.
pit?
I'm thinking I pictured like a fetish Julia Child with a cat of nine tails, and like fucking like just I don't know, like something really like dominating and scary kind of.
This is like the flaming angel wings that the singer for fucking what's that German band? Help me here.
Oh, Rammstein.
Rammstein.
yeah.
These flaming angel wings. Everybody get on the fucking floor.
It's like Rob Halford leather fetish.
Yeah, right.
Hello there. This is not the French chef.
If you're 555, I'm 666.
That's so weird.
Tear this motherfucker down.
Cry havoc and let loose the dogs of war.
Wow. I think that actually might be the natural end point of this entire show.
Yeah.
We've reached the weirdest.
Yeah.
And that's like a kink fetish Julia Child.
Just a leather mama, Julia Child.
Leather mama, heavy metal.
Yeah.
Julia Child. I've got my pre-shirt on, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Hellbent for leather.
superimpose Julia Child's face all over this
Wow. Never thought
whatever
we'd
this
get
is.
here.
This robot cat.
What's our time at here?
It's 150.
This is a good place to call it, I think.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Let's we'll
You want to take a little break?
yeah, we'll be back. I think Julia Child Leather Mama is a good place to end this.
Yeah.
We'll be back in just a moment with smoking and drinking.
Yeah, we will not.
Smoking
We will not do that.
and smoking.
We.
Somebody stop him.
All right, we'll be right back.
Bye. Hey, you guys.
Hey.
We're back with
What's up, fuckers?
the last segment of our show, which we call Would You Rather? Would you rather?
And a joke.
Reality or
bullshit.
Which we call digging this joke into the ground and burying it. Beating the dead horse that is the smoking and drinking.
Accidentally decapitating the joke while digging.
Yeah.
Beating a dead horse and then lighting it on fire and smoking it.
Right.
It's good horse fumes.
This is good with you.
Yeah.
Some good horse fumes.
Yeah, well, you could smoke that horse. You could gut that meat. No, the last segment of the show, which we call McDouble Watch.
Oh man, McDouble Watch. You know, it'll come back one day.
Oh, I know it will.
It'll come
It's
back.
not done. The thing is, I've been listening through our back catalog,
Yeah.
trying to find the best of for our inevitable
And our inevitable.
our inevitable best of and our inevitable best of season 2.
Right.
And I found the starting point for McDouble Watch.
Did you?
And then I found you saying at least twice that it's going to be over and then it keeps coming back. So This was the season of McDouble Watch.
You know, McDouble Watch will eventually come back because McDonald's is floundering in its death throes, and it's going to reinvent the McDouble again at some point.
I can't even think about it without getting slightly upset. The McDouble is still around. It's just they added a quarter onto the price, so it's now $1.50. Right? It's $1.50 now for a dollar sandwich.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get angry just thinking about
I'm not paying. I'm not paying that.
I'm not gonna mourn for McDonald's
Yeah, I
eventual
do want some
slow,
Wendy's,
torturous death.
I really wish they would just all explode. Every single McDonald's. I just wish it would explode. Like all of them, like all the employees would take a fire drill, and then at that point, everyone would.
God, I think I want to go get
Yeah.
some Wendy's.
It's like the fucking the coordinated demolition terrorist attack from Fight Club, except not as extravagant because it's all just like 1 story tall McDonald's.
Yeah, right. You don't get that great hands holding, looking down as the city explodes thing when it's just like every 1 story McDonald's.
We've been talking a little bit about New York City during the break.
Yeah.
Pro tip, don't go to the Times Square McDonald's. It's not any better than any other McDonald's.
Of course
But
not.
it's twice as expensive, though.
It is.
Isn't that half the
If
fun?
you feel like spending more money for a shit burger,
Shit. No, you can say shit sandwich.
a shit sandwich, when you could get an even better burger literally anywhere else in the entirety of New York City, then by all means do it. But if you're a fucking intelligent human being, don't go to the McDonald's in Times Square. It's not any different from any other fucking McDonald's.
I never ate anywhere that was right in Times Square, or really did just about anything except walk through it.
No,
You kind of got to see it once, though.
It's you got to see Times Square. It's not what's in Times Square. It's what's in like the 5 to 10 blocks around Times Square.
Yeah.
One of the best Japanese places I've ever been to is on 42nd Street. Like it, you gotta do some walking, man.
Yeah.
You don't just look at a fucking tourist guide. You gotta do a little walking in New York City.
Yeah.
Don't go to McDonald's in New York City.
Right.
Don't
go to
would you do that?
McDonald's.
For that matter, don't go to any chain in New York City. It's the same shit.
Yeah,
It is,
right.
but you'll get charged more.
It's like going to the Olive Garden in New York City.
You're surrounded by Dagos, and you're
right.
gonna go to the fucking
The Wonder Breadest whoppiest place. The fucking
When you're here, you fucked up.
yeah.
you're gonna go to fucking Apple Beanies.
Yeah, right. Oh.
Whoa.
A bibbidi boobidi.
Yeah. Oh, does this meal come out of a microwave or what?
Is the microwave or something?
Yeah.
Is the microwave or something?
Please, is it strong guys or something?
Please do not go to chain restaurants in New York City. Please don't ever do it.
Oh, what? What the fuck? Why?
Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Gross.
gross.
Oh, my God. Early recommendation. Just watch.
Hey, Mr. Lucchese.
Yeah.
Watch Is My Roommate Gay? Or Is My Roommate Gay?
I think that's what it's called, yeah.
on YouTube. Yeah.
What? Was it like strong guys or something?
No, I don't want to do that.
Oh, good neighbor.
Wait, no, I'm not. I'm not gay or something.
I turned around. This guy's here. I don't know why. I gotta come out there with you.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? That's just such a fun voice to do. It is such a fun voice. Thank you, Kyle Moody, for that voice.
What? Oh, I was just checking my.
No. All right. Anyway,
All right, shall we?
keep it on track. The Frank Underwood.
Yeah.
Knock knock.
Yeah, Frank Underwood drugging those underage men. and
Wait, did Kevin Spacey drug people?
no, I think he was just a.
He was just like a pervert.
just
and
a freaky gay pervert.
Yeah.
I like how we're referring to him in the past tense.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, as far as my brain is concerned, he doesn't exist anymore, which is unfortunate because I really love The Usual
as
Suspects.
hell, as far as society
American
is
Beauty.
concerned.
Yeah. Anyway, well, I had to make that reconcilable choice with Michael Jackson too because I actually really like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy fucked kids.
No, wait, okay.
So-
we are going to get on fucking target now.
Okay.
Right, just like Michael Jackson did with those kids.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'm sorry. Welcome back to the last segment of our show, which we call Making Dave Uncomfortable.
Giving me a migraine.
I've got a recommendation.
Yeah, what's your
anyone would like
rec?
to hear
You
it.
should recommend it right now.
I've told
Michael
you,
Jackson's Thriller. No.
no, but Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal,
Yeah.
which is maybe the greatest music video ever produced.
It's really good.
No, my recommendation is something I should have played a long time ago. It is Hitman, the 2016 Hitman. And anyone who knows me knows that I am fucking crazy about stealth games. Albeit that years ago I tried Hitman Blood Money and I sucked at it.
Yeah.
The old Hitman games are hard.
Yeah.
They are really, really difficult. 2016 Hitman is about as difficult as you want it to be.
Oh, really?
So among some of the changes, Hitman 2016 includes a pretty great tutorial that introduces you in a really logical and great way to all of the different mechanics of the game. It takes you through this fake mission that's based on like an older mission. The gist is you don't even need to know anything about the Hitman games to play this new one. You're Agent 47. There's an organization called the ICA, and they want to hire you to carry out high profile assassinations
the
around
Irish
the world.
cunt army.
The Irish cunt army. So like the training mission has like this guided thing where you go through, you knock a guy out, you get a disguise. You can go through here, but oh, look out, this guy's an enforcer. He can see through your disguise. He knows all the guys on his crew, and you're not one of them. So it'll take you through step by step all these processes. But then this tutorial mission has like a few dozen challenges you can complete where you can do the mission in different ways.
Okay.
Like, you don't have to go the prescribed route. You can do any number of other things, and it introduces you to the open-ended nature of this game.
That's cool.
Hitman is a very different stealth game. You're either like, in an Assassin's Creed type environment where you're just like up on the rooftops and out of sight, or you're in like a Splinter Cell or Metal Gear Solid type environment where you're like trying to stay in cover, trying to stay in shadow, trying to stay hidden.
Yeah.
Splinter Cell and Metal Gear Solid are kind of my basis for stealth games. Hitman's very different. In Hitman, you kind of have to use social engineering. You kind of have to be wearing the right disguise in the right place, and kind of
behave properly.
You have to behave properly.
You can't just go running everywhere.
Right. You kind of have, like, if you're just like disguised as a waiter and you like take cover against a table, people are gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? If
Where's my macaroni?
where's my fucking macaroni?
You trying to hide from me because I keep asking for my macaroni?
So you think I wanted to come to this Olive Garden? I'm in Times Square. My wife was gonna go to McDonald's. I said, "What's the matter with you?
We're going to the
They don't even. They charge you 50 cents more for the McDouble."
You get some of that Schwooyadell. Yeah, so like, if you're disguised as like a security guy or a bodyguard or something, you can have a weapon out and no one will look at you twice.
Yeah.
Things like that. And there's so many different ways to complete these missions, and there's so many different challenges, and like there's two tutorial missions, and the second one of the challenges is it's just called Hammer Time. It doesn't give you a description. What you have to do is only ever knock people out with the hammer.
Okay.
You can pick up a hammer and all you can do is just knock people out with it. You also can't change disguises. That's the hard part. You have to sneak around. It's a wonderful open-ended game. It's like it's sandbox stealth. It gives you like this big open environment to play around in, to disguise yourself, to use whatever tools you can think of, to improvise, to adapt. Fantastic.
I really liked Hitman. I was never good at it, but I really liked it.
The 2016 version is much more accessible. They have what's called an opportunity system.
Okay.
You can have opportunities listed in the like your intel menu. Like you've got clues, you got opportunities, et cetera, information on your targets. But the opportunity system, if you decide to track an opportunity, it'll show you where to go to like kind of overhear the right conversation at the right time, you know, and sort of pursue things from there. And it'll take you right up to the point where you'll be kind of, you know, in proximity to your target, and then it just kind of lets you decide what to do from there.
Okay.
It's a neat little system. It makes things more accessible for people, you know, like me, who don't have as much experience with the Hitman series.
Yeah.
It can be disabled. Again, the game is so modular. It has such a wide range of customization that it can be as easy or as difficult as you want it to be.
I dig it.
And
Do you know what this goes for on Steam?
on Steam,
You don't have to look it up right now. Just wondered.
well, like I said, the second one's coming out, I think, this month. If not this month, then early next month. And if you own the first one, you will get access to all of those maps in the second one.
Wait, back up. We're talking about Hitman 2016,
2016,
and they're making a sequel right now, but it's in the same sort of Hitman series.
yeah, it's
Okay.
part of this like kind of reboot continuity. You don't have to know anything about the storyline of previous Hitman games to get this one. It's like kind of its own thing.
Okay.
If you own Hitman 2016, you get access to all of those maps in Hitman 2.
That's kind of sweet.
Which is also going to feature a part co-op, part competitive mode in which basically you and your partner are kind of competing to see who can get the best time.
Oh, okay.
As far as assassinating your target, it's called the ghost mode, I think is what it is. They're bringing in a lot of new features. They're letting you bring in your progress and your maps and whatever from the first Hitman. It looks great.
Nice.
So I wholly recommend Hitman 2016. It's on Steam. It's on, you know, Xbox, what have you. I recommend playing it on PC just for mouse control. You don't necessarily have to. The difference is fairly minimal.
Yeah.
But being able to aim effectively is a boon for sure.
Being able to aim effectively as opposed to previous Hitman games.
Well, being able to aim precisely with like a mouse. The
Oh, I see what you're
mouse
saying.
precision versus controller
I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
aiming. Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's maybe the most well, I don't know. I'd have to play Metal Gear Solid 5 again, but it's easily one of the two most open-ended stealth experiences I've ever played, and it's fan-fucking-tastic.
Nice.
It's really, really good. Highly recommend it.
Sweet. Dave, you got a recommendation? I'm
do.
sorry, I'm looking at my.
What are you doing on
I'm
your
looking
phone?
at my phone because YouTube is experiencing national outages.
What?
Oh, no.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
That's really upsetting to me right now.
Well, we can't do the one thing we were going to say. We can still watch Bert Kreischer's thing.
excuse me, worldwide.
Oh no! Oh my god! I got it too. Guys, this is like a weird and historic moment. Wait, I just got the refresh worked.
Yeah, but click a video.
Donkey. No.
Outage. Even the outage reporting system's down.
Holy shit. Someone's DDoSing
Yeah.
YouTube right now.
This is a big deal.
Holy
Has
shit.
this ever happened in your experience? I don't remember it ever.
Serious outage. Error messages. Yeah.
Okay, that's really upsetting to me. Of course, what's happening right now is every person is
Sorry.
hitting refresh on YouTube a billion times.
Right, and then inadvertently users are DDoSing YouTube
Right,
as
yeah,
a result
right.
of the DDoS.
Whoa.
So what's your Morty recommendation?
So what I wanted to do is a kind of a two-part thing. One, to say you recommended that I watch Better Call Saul.
Yes.
And I did.
Yes.
I watched all of it
Yeah.
yesterday. The entirety of the season
Yep.
across the course of Monday. It is very good.
Yeah, it
It's
is
really
very
good. I knew it was going to be. I love the previous 3 seasons.
The closer I've said it, I said earlier, the closer that show gets to the Breaking Bad timeline, the harder it gets to watch, just like Breaking Bad did. The farther you got along into the story and the more destructive everything gets, the harder it is to watch.
You get a better sense of where everything's going to end up.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to say much about what actually happens on the show because obviously, if I'm recommending it, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
I will say this much.
I haven't seen it yet.
For the first time, really, since this show began, I genuinely do not like Jimmy at this point.
Yeah, he's not Jimmy anymore.
He's no longer Jimmy.
Without spoiling anything, he becomes Saul in this season.
I think it's fair to say that this is when he reaches a point where he's actually Saul.
Yeah.
And you don't really know that initially, but it becomes obvious.
Well, and the sad, I think I heard Vince Gilligan and Peter Gold interviewed about it, and they said that nobody is more devastated than we are that we have to turn this character into Saul Goodman by the end of the show. Because he's the Jimmy McGill's a good guy. You know, he's a goofball and he's, maybe a little misguided, but he's not a bad person.
Right. And to some extent, Saul isn't exactly either, but I think Saul is an amoral person.
Amoral. Yeah.
I don't want to say too much about it.
Yeah.
But I want to say that I did that and I really appreciated that recommendation.
It sounds a bit like Breaking Bad in that someone becomes their persona.
Yeah.
You know?
It is
the face that you put on to face the world.
If you're a Breaking Bad fan, you're going to fall right into this show. It's very easy because it's written the same way. It's shot the same way. It's acted by a lot of the same actors. You know what I mean? This story is intertwined with the Breaking Bad universe. You know what I mean? And the characters that go along with it. So
I want to say I did that.
The BBCU, as it were.
The big black cock universe.
All right.
Yeah.
Second thing, as a result of this, if you watched Breaking Bad, I recommend rewatching it after you watch.
We were just watching
more
a
Better
bit
Call
of it.
Saul.
Yeah.
Part of the reason for me is that I think it's the world that they built in Breaking Bad. I forgot exactly how much of that comes back in Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
So if you're watching the one, I think it's really cool to go back and rewatch the other.
Sure.
A lot of the locations and some other characters, some things you might have forgotten about pop back up, and it's cool to see them interplay between the two shows.
I wonder if anyone's going to do like what's the fucking thing where people have like that specific order to watch Star Wars movies.
Machete order.
Machete order.
The machete order,
Yeah.
I wonder if there's this thing like that, like emerging for like Breaking Bad seasons versus Better Call Saul seasons.
That's a really interesting question. Someone might be thinking about that.
Yeah. Well, there's okay. So a spoiler alert for Breaking Bad fans. There's a very famous kind of liquor that is gifted to a character in Breaking Bad that makes a reappearance in Better Call Saul for a completely different reason.
I don't remember, but tell me later.
Salud.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that?
You got to
Okay.
tell me
All
later.
right, I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
But yeah, that makes it as a little nod to Breaking Bad. That makes an appearance in Better Call Saul and is used in the plot.
Yeah.
Just the hot dog shop. You brought up the hot dog shop.
Yeah, the hot dog shop. I'd forgotten it was even a part of Breaking Bad until I went back and started watching Breaking Bad again. And then you see Jesse sitting out front of the place, and I went, "Oh, hey,
Yeah, right.
I didn't even realize that was this location."
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They're in Albuquerque, so they, you know what they say, when in Albuquerque,
Eat a hot dog.
eat a hot dog. Right.
Everyone knows that.
Right.
But that's it. That's my recommendation. I don't want to be long-winded about this. Just I really enjoyed Better Call Saul. The fourth season, it was exactly as good as you promised it was.
Yeah.
There were things that frustrated me, but that's probably the
It's
intent.
part of it. Yeah.
And watch Breaking Bad again if you did that. And
Hell
that's it.
That's it.
And that's it.
Oh, you don't have another rec?
No, that's it.
Okay. That's it.
That's the whole two-parter of it.
I have two. The first one I think you already recommended to me. Dave, I think you had recommended this a while ago when it had first come out. It's on Amazon Instant Video. It's The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
That might have been a Christie recommendation.
Okay.
Christie in particular really likes that show.
I really like that show too. So if Christy is listening to this, I want you to know, yes, I did watch all of it. I just finished the first season, just in time for the second season to come out sooner rather than later, from what I understand. It's very funny. I've heard a lot of people be like, I don't know if I'm going to like that. It's very well written.
Yeah, it is.
Particularly well acted. and the characters are really compelling. It's a good story. It's really funny. It's really, really funny.
For people who are really into comedy, it's a really cool look back at exactly how much our attitudes around like stand up and what you can say in public have changed.
Right. It's worth a watch if you're a comedy nerd, like I would consider myself to be. It's really funny. And it's I don't know. I'm going to go in circles here. It's well written. It's well acted. It's just worth a watch. So if you have an Amazon Instant Video, watch it on Amazon Instant Video. If you don't, I'm sure you can find other ways to do that.
But we will not participate.
No, we don't want to be
discussion
privy
of
to
this.
any of that. None.
But yeah, like Google's your friend. Come on.
Yeah. So the second recommendation I have is going to be an album by the metal band Norma Jean.
Okay.
The almighty Norma Jean.
Norma Jean was Marilyn Monroe's birth name.
Correct. Yeah. The album is their third album called Redeemer, which I think is probably considered by the Norma Jean faithful to be the pinnacle. Like they're, kind of like the fan favorite album. This is something that I think everybody is going to like. Musically speaking, it's really clever. If you're into getting pulverized, which I am, it will pulverize you. It is a heavy album. If you're someone like Aubrey, if you're listening, you're going to like this because there's parts of this album that sound maybe a little bit like Fall Out Boy. They trend into emo. Harmonically speaking, yeah. There's a lot of breakdowns. They'll go into the melodic kind of emo-y, you know what I mean, sort of thing. But this album is fucking heavy.
Yeah?
There's parts of this record that will knock the shit out of you. I'm going to name you, continuing the trend of
this album will eviscerate you, much like 15 penises on a dance floor might also do.
no, I'm going to name you some of the song titles from this because I'm always a huge fan of heavy metal song titles.
Yeah.
Like, Tornado of Souls, Crusher Destroyer, Hammer Smash Face. I'm just gonna go through some of these. A grand scene for a color film. A small spark versus a great forest. A song sound much sadder. The amnesty, please. Cemetery like a stage. A temperamental widower. What?
These are really cool names.
Yeah, all Norma Jean songs are named.
Temperamental.
They evoke something.
Incidentally, I was between recommending this album to you and the fourth Norma Jean album, which is actually my favorite, called the the Wasp Mother or something like that. And all those titles are pretty much exactly the same.
Okay.
The Anti-Mother, excuse me. I got the Wasp Mother because the last song is called
Wasp Mother?
The Wasp Mother? Your mother?
You call my mother a wasp? You call my mother
fucking-
a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant?
You son of a bitch. You don't even know my mother.
She's a full-blooded Cecilia. What are you talking about?
She's fucking Catholic.
I got the Wasp Mother because the last song on that album is one of my favorite heavy metal titles ever. It's called "And There Will Be a Swarm of Hornets." It's just right. It's so cool.
It's like God issued the decree. Everything will be covered in hornets.
But no, this album is very heavy. I actually think Aubrey's going to like it a lot if she's listening. It's worth a check out. It's very heavy, so get used to that. Get ready for maximum pulverization. I saw Norma
Prepare
Jean.
yourself.
Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. I saw Norma Jean live at Peabody's in Cleveland when Peabody's was still open.
Okay.
We actually, Alec and Pat, who both of which have been on this show, they were big Norma Jean fans. I had never heard Norma Jean before, and Alec invited me to go with them to see Norma Jean at Peabody's. It was like $20 for these tickets. And they played. No, not at all. They played, and it was pretty much just them. I think there was one opening act, but they played this show to maybe a grand total of 100 people. And if you've ever been to Peabody's in Cleveland, you'll know it's this little bar area with like the stage and then the front like dance hall, right?
Okay.
So it was like practically empty. Like not a lot of people were here, right?
Yeah.
So it's not full. They played to maybe 100 people. The thing is pretty much. Oh, you okay?
Yep.
The thing is pretty much everybody who's at this
Take a
show.
sip.
Yeah, I did it earlier too. Everybody who's at this show is a fan of this band. So, and they know it because, it's not just one of those shows you just show up at unless you're me. who got invited along.
Yeah, well, I mean, were they? I assume they're the headliner.
They were the headliner. Yeah.
So they're the draw too.
Yep. So Norma Jean's five man band, right? They played this show to this little shitty bar in Cleveland, Ohio, like they've played to Wembley. I mean, they fucking tore the place down. By the end of the set, they were. I remember the guitar player and the bass player. There used to be giant PA speakers on either side of the stage at Peabody's. They had both the bass player and the guitar player had scaled those PA speakers and were like playing the guitar on the PA speakers and hammering them into the PA speakers.
Yeah.
It was fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like they just fucking, it went nuts. And the coolest thing about it was after the show, the singer, whose name escapes me at this moment, I actually looked it up afterwards. He jumped down, like while the band was getting their equipment put away. The singer hopped down, sat down on the stage, and just had people come up and talk to him. People were taking pictures with him, he was signing autographs.
Cool.
Yeah, I love when bands, when bands are not so huge that they can't do that.
Right.
My coworker Jordan got to see Everything,
Yeah.
who I'm a huge fan of, and they were just chilling in the lobby on the way out.
Sure.
After their own show,
Right.
shaking hands and saying stuff.
Yeah.
is
That's really
wild to
cool.
me. Yeah.
That's really cool. And I was like so impressed with that. Number one, the fact that they fucking tore the place apart.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter that only like 100 people had showed up to this show. They put 115% into it.
Yeah.
And then like they were like super cool and met everybody who was there and took pictures and like it was fucking awesome. So
It is fucking awesome.
check out the album's called Redeemer. It's the third album by Norma Jean. If you like to get the shit beat out of you when you listen to music, I very strongly suggest listening to that album.
Nice.
All right. I guess that brings us to the end.
All right.
All right.
What the fuck did we learn, if anything?
What did we learn?
I learned very little.
I learned Craig T. Nelson is fucking missing and no one is talking about it.
Just bring Craig T. Nelson back. He's a staple.
Yeah.
I love Craig T. Nelson.
Famously, Craig T. Nelson, famously not Patrick Starr from SpongeBob.
Though you wouldn't know if you listened to this podcast.
You wouldn't.
I learned that you should definitely skin your roadkill squirrel before
Absolutely.
you spit roast it.
Yeah, what do you want to?
Yeah, I also learned the only way to eat that squirrel is bones in.
Yeah, you gotta eat that squirrel.
For sure.
the
They'll,
bones.
they'll get nice and crunchy.
gotta gut
and-
that meat.
and gristly once you cook it.
And,
Yeah.
and then you're leaving the bones in. You're definitely leaving like all the intestines and organs in
Yeah,
too. You're gonna
right.
eat that
It's
squirrel.
just a squirrel.
It's just a spit roast.
It's just
a whole
awful.
squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote that you need au jus for dipping.
You do need au jus for
You
dipping.
need that au jus for dipping.
I learned that if you jerk off to mannequins being thrown in a wood chipper, that might say something about you.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
I learned that at some point in parenthood, pants become mandatory. They're not always, but at
they
some
do
point they become
Yeah.
mandatory.
Yeah, definitely.
I just wrote here dancing your fingers around the F hole.
I wrote that
my God.
Ben found a rock, but actually it was a cooler story than I thought it was going to be.
But it wasn't a rock.
It was a rock egg.
It was a rock, egg.
I
It
learned
was a rock egg.
Rock egg.
rock egg. I learned that Julia Child wants you to open this fucking pit up.
I literally wrote the same thing. I just wrote Julia Child just wants to open this motherfucker up in a circle.
Yeah. I learned that we can, I guess, I'm doing this sort of on the fly, but I definitely learned we can apparently sexualize anything.
Yeah.
And that includes Julia
And
Child.
that includes famous PBS French chef
Yes.
Julia Child,
World-renowned chef and entertainer.
France's sweetheart.
Well, maybe like England's sweetheart.
Yeah, England's sweetheart.
Yeah.
Ooh, hello.
Boba. Hey, Boba.
Nah, he's not.
Boba want beer?
You want beer, dude?
Boba want beer?
You thirsty, dude?
Nah.
Yeah.
You thirsty for that dick?
No.
That dog dick. You know what I'm talking about?
His own dick.
The dog's thirsty for his own dick. He's gonna Marilyn Manson himself.
He's been ridiculously good. He's been ridiculously
Wait,
good.
can Marilyn Manson suck his own dick?
Of course he
That's the
can.
urban legend.
Of course he can. Everybody knows that
I don't
legend.
think that's true, though.
It's definitely not true.
I've never heard that legend.
The legend was he had ribs removed so he could get closer
his
to
own
suck his own dick.
Yeah, I have heard
I wonder
that.
if anybody ever asked him that in person.
I bet they have.
Yeah.
And I bet he just tells them, yeah.
Yeah, right. I would too. Yeah.
Sure, why not?
There's a famous story about Alice Cooper playing a show in the 70s when Alice Cooper was getting famous.
Yeah.
Somebody threw they used to throw like fake body parts and stuff on the stage. People would come to a show. Someone threw a whole chicken on the stage at an Alice Cooper show.
Nice.
Like a rotisserie chicken?
No, like a live chicken. Like a live, honest to God chicken, and Alice Cooper's like, he's like, I'm a city boy. He's like, I see a chicken. It's a bird. It's got wings. It's gonna fly.
Yeah.
So he throws it into the crowd, and then the people in the crowd proceed to rip it apart.
Oh no!
So the next thing he knows is that like all these headlines are in the paper that says Alice Cooper kills chicken on stage, sacrifices chicken to the devil.
Oh my God.
And he said, I'm sitting in my house and I get a call from Frank Zappa. And Zappa's like, did you kill a chicken on stage and drink its blood? And Alice is like, no, of course I didn't do that. And Frank Zappa's like, well, don't tell anybody. Let him think it.
Whatever you do, don't blow this story.
Right. So yeah, you got to print the legend sometimes, right?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Well, it was like Ozzy with the bat.
Yeah,
he,
right.
he thought it was a rubber bat.
Right.
He was horrified when he found out it was
right.
real.
Right.
I didn't realize.
No, yeah, he did. He would never kill a fucking live animal.
No, yeah,
he's a gentle soul.
I just thought he was fucked up.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
no.
he was definitely fucked up, but not fucked up enough to,
No, as soon as he realized what he did, he got fucking nauseated, man.
Yeah, right.
wow.
Because it was the living animal that he just decapitated with his teeth.
Yeah, just tasted its blood rushing into
Yeah,
his
he thought it
mouth.
was like a fucking rubber bat or something.
Oh my god.
Incidentally, Ozzy Osbourne and Nikki Sixx of Motley Crue, when the Blizzard of Oz toured with Motley Crue in the 80s, had a contest to see who could be more disgusting. And they tried to out-disgusting each other, and Ozzy snorted a line of ants.
Oh my god!
He also lapped up Nikki Sixx's piss off of the ground.
Did Ozzy win?
Ozzy, I'm sure won.
Okay.
I'm
That
sure
actually makes
Ozzy-
me sick thinking about it.
Thank God.
I'm sure Ozzy Osbourne won that. Yeah. So anyway,
It's a good time to call it a day.
yeah. We'll be back next week with
right.
our new topic, smoking and drinking.
Schmarpin and darpin. Oh, it's my topic next
Yeah,
week.
it's
Oh,
the Vince topic.
fuck.
Now we
Okay.
might not actually be back next week because we're kind of. This is a good time to
We
say
may or
we've
may
been-
not be D&D-ing.
What?
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 Are we rolling?
What?
We might be. So we're on an every other week schedule right now.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we've been doing the podcast one week, then we do D&D the next week, and we go back and forth. So if we're not back every single week, just like back up off our jock a little bit.
Yeah, right. Also, fuck off because we don't do this for you, you fucking animals.
Yeah. Let's
You fucking
let's
disgusting.
Let's tone that down a bit.
You fucking putrid, disgusting, panty-waist nimrods.
You talking to me?
The line ain't gonna move
Yes.
any faster with your dick up my ass, as a wise man once said.
What I need you to do is to just crawl down out of my ass.
Can you do that, Skylar?
Can you do that?
Can you do that, Skylar?
All right. Let's call it. This is the Dude Cast. We'll see you next time.
Adios,
Goodbye.
Arrivederci.
motherfuckers.